Choose Gleason.
Have you heard about Global Credit Union? Hey, everybody, it's Dave Burns. They're helping Arizonans keep more of their money. Last year, members saved over $194 million through better rates and lower fees. Perks include early payday, access to your paycheck up to 3 days early, and 24/7 U.S.-based support whenever you need it. Join at globalcu.org or visit one of their 9 Phoenix area branches. I'm a member, and you will feel the difference right away. Global Credit Union. Better rates, fewer fees, real savings.
Got a stubborn clog slowing things down? Introducing Parker & Son's $89 drain clearing special. If you've got a ground level, easy access drain, Parker & Son's plumbers will clear it for just $89. Plus, you'll get a free camera inspection and free standard water heater maintenance. That's today's clog gone and future problems prevented. Call Parker & Sons at 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, then REPAIR for Parker & Sons. Standard water heaters only, no tankless.
Hey, it's time to find that F-Series truck you want at a price you can't afford to miss because it is Ford Truck Month. Yep, and Ford Truck Month is about the only way that America's best-selling line of trucks for 49 years running gets better. Ford Truck Month at our Desert Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvise here. Man, we wait all year for these amazing offers. The Ford F-150. America counts on it. We get to drive it. And that's not all we get. Check out these savings. How about 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down, 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. We're talking on the job site, hauling the family camper, off-roading. F-150 trucks are icons of muscle and performance. And again, during Ford Truck Month, get 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down, 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. But it all ends March 31st. Just click buyfordnow.com.
The Shields Fishing Sale event is here, now through March 15th. Save 20% on Shields Outfitter rods, Berkeley baits, Rapala lures, and more. Don't miss over $1,000 off Garmin Live Scope bundles, plus up to $500 off select Minn Kota trolling motors. Get ready for unforgettable fishing and save now through March 15th, only at Shields and Shields.com.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. The Suns looked the best they had looked in some time last night in their 111-99 win over a good Charlotte Hornets team. Book had 30 and 10. Colin Gillespie and Jalen Green each had 24. And the rookies showed up as well. Malawat showed some serious flashes. And Rasheer Fleming notched a career-high 16 points, including 4 threes, to help the Suns get their second straight win. They'll be in Milwaukee tomorrow night for Giannis and the Bucks. And as NFL free agency starts today, the Arizona Cardinals have reworked deals for James Conner and Sean Murphy Bunting to bring both of them back for the 2026-27 season. And over the weekend, the Cardinals also released defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson. And as March Madness bids have begun being punched, the Big 12 tournament will get going tomorrow morning, and ASU and Baylor will kick it off at 9:30 a.m. This report is brought to you by the new Sonic All-American Smashers. Live free and eat Sonic.
Arizona Sports, the Cardinal Decision and Cardinal Decision with Bickley and Murata.
We are 28 minutes away from tampering being okay in the NFL. The unofficial start to free agency around the National Football League. And here to talk about the offseason with us, does a great job covering the league for The Athletic, Mike Sando, our guest, via video today. Mike, good morning.
Mike.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning. You got me back. First, this is right out of the chute after a week off. So, little eyes are a little bleary, but I'm ready to go.
You got to get that time off before the legal tampering window opens, right?
That's right. Yeah. It's you got to pick your spots. When there's any kind of an opening on this amazing NFL schedule, you take it. So
Yes,
we did last week. Didn't go anywhere, but it was just sort of nice to, do whatever.
Yeah, to recharge. We began this morning wondering if today is going to be the day, Mike, where the Arizona Cardinals identify and secure their quarterback of the future, meaning Malik Willis. I saw in the Athletic free agent rankings, he's number 8 on the list with a projected contract of 2 years for $46 million. How much sense does Malik Willis make for the Cardinals in your mind, and how much competition could the Cardinals have when this window opens?
Yeah, I think it could make some sense for them. I don't think they have to do it. I think you can wait as well. You win the press conference early in free agency, and there's risk with somebody who really hasn't played very much. So I think that's the big consideration. You have a first-year coach, but your GM's been there a while. Maybe going winning 6 games isn't good enough for him, right? So they got to be pretty sure that the quarterback you get raises the floor, right? Which was already. With Kyler Murray, it wasn't really the floor that was the problem. It was kind of the ceiling. So, I think that Malik Willis could make sense for them, but I wouldn't feel like, it would still feel speculative to me, right? He just hasn't done it.
Yeah.
There's also a feeling, and I've seen this, and maybe this has waned a bit, though, that Mike LaFleur is very, very familiar with Jimmy Garoppolo. They're very close personally. And if you needed somebody to come in and run this offense from the get-go, he would be a good guy that could help keep the chains moving while everybody gets acclimated to it. What do you think of Jimmy Garoppolo and where he's at this stage of his career?
Yeah, I think that actually could make sense. I wouldn't want to have him as the only option. I would still want to have somebody younger in there. I don't know if that's Malik Willis, but you're picking 3rd in the draft. So, and you're picking, I assume they still have their 2nd round pick. So, I think there's options. Everyone thinks that, Mendoza's the only quarterback, but I know people in the league that, like Ty Simpson of Alabama, just as much or better, right? Doesn't mean you're going to take him at 3, but there are some other options you could roll in with Jimmy G, who, I think has something left. I think that everyone else in the division would be fine with them signing them, right? And no one's going to be like, oh my gosh, they got Jimmy G. But for a new coach, I think that comfort level and somebody who can, maybe win a few games could make sense for them in addition to somebody else who's maybe got a little bit more upside.
Mike Sando covers the NFL for The Athletic, our guest here via video on Bickley and Marotta mornings. Quarterbacks coming in, quarterback going out. Wednesday it'll become official. Cardinals are saying goodbye to Kyler Murray after 7 years, and there's been a lot of speculation on what the market could look like for Kyler's services. Minnesota seems to be the logical connection there. Do you think that's the end spot for Kyler Murray when this thing stops spinning, or could there be another team that's
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I feel like, I want to talk about this from a Cardinal standpoint too. I think it's great that they're doing this and moving on from him. I know that, he's obviously making money from them still. And I think that it's hard sometimes to move on from a guy when you got to pay him whatever it was, $19 million or something. So I think it's a significant move to move on from him. And I like making the clean break when it's not going to work out long term. And I feel like they did need a change there. As far as where he goes, I've just been fascinated by what that type of a contract's going to look like and how excited he's going to be to maybe play with some pressure on him. I think it could be good for him to be somewhere where he's not a made man. And if that's Minnesota, one of these potential contending teams, I think that's great for him. I don't know, I don't know where Minnesota's at, in terms of wanting to hitch their wagon to him, but I love the idea of him somewhere playing on a 1-year deal, not having security, and really having that power dynamic shift away from the number 1 pick who's going to almost guaranteed get paid. That could be good for everybody.
I think you're right on the money about that. There's that whole chosen one mentality he's had that I don't think has worked well for him, and this might kind of jar him to a different kind of reality. All right, so what are your thoughts on building an offensive line? Because the Cardinals clearly need to make an adjustment to it. They've got that 3rd overall pick, and yet there are people who are like, should you go offensive line there? Should you go edge rusher? Yeah. They tried with Jonah Williams. That failed spectacularly. What's the best way to build an offensive line?
It's very interesting you say that because, as you know, I've covered the NFC West a long time, and I live in the Seattle area, and they just struggled for so long to have their offensive line. And what struck me this year was, look, they did draft their left tackle early. I think that's, if you can get one, great. Don't force it. I think that New England took Will Campbell maybe a little early, right? So I think my sense is in this draft, there's not there's not an alt type guy that you just plug in and he's a dominant force. So I don't think you necessarily have to force that at 3. I'm fine going another direction. But what Seattle did was pivoted towards paying attention a little bit more to kind of the temperament and the personality of those guys, as opposed to, and making sure it fits with your coaches, right? So that really worked well for them. They took like Gray Zabel, and they had a different mentality up front. It's interesting. Remember Steve Hutchinson, the great guard?
Oh, yeah.
So Steve Hutchinson's been working in Seattle's personnel department for years, and I felt like the team, for whatever reason, Pete Carroll, whatever, they weren't really listening to him and what types of guys to get on the line. I think the best lines have, sure, you want to have a great talent, but I think they have, they're better than the sum of their parts, and you get guys with a mentality in that kind of room, right? And now you're going to LaFleur as a coach, so I think there's going to be play action and things that can help make it better for the line. That's a huge component of this. Not asking those guys to do too much, not always being in the shotgun formation, not always being in the minimum number of people pass protecting 5. That shifting away from that and getting guys with a tough mentality, I think, is a great way to improve your line quickly.
Mike Sando from The Athletic, our guest here on Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Already in the past few days, Mike, we've seen some big deals go down. Last week, go back to Trent McDuffie going from Kansas City to the Rams. He gets the huge contract extension over the weekend. Max Crosby going from the Raiders to Baltimore. Do you think we'll see more trades in the next few days with names that big? And I'm looking at Cleveland and I'm looking at Myles Garrett. Is there any possibility maybe Myles Garrett gets moved from Cleveland when they see?
I lean towards no, given what they paid him. It doesn't seem like they've been going down that road with him. But I love the activity, don't you? It feels like there's way more things on the table. I think the teams are, like we said, more willing to move on. Like a Tua's getting booted out of there, right? Maybe or Kyler Murray. You can also see who's kind of either pushing to get over the top or desperate. I mean, these teams that felt like they should have won the Super Bowl last year, when Kansas City wasn't in it, look at Buffalo, look at Baltimore, look at the Rams. You can tell they're going crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is a level of urgency for all of those teams. Baltimore trading 2 1s. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. They'd never traded 1 before. Then they trade 2 for 1 player.
Yeah. So I think this last year, and I know this for a fact firsthand in the division, watching Seattle get to play New England, like the Rams knew whoever played New England was going to win.
Yeah.
Like the Rams really feel like they blew.
Yep.
And I agree. They blew very high odds Super Bowl win. Usually don't get that kind of a high odds in that game, when you got to play Kansas City. And so I think these teams are I love it. Even though we can pick apart the moves, but I love the idea that you got to push, you got to be active. What are we doing? It may not work out, but are we making a move? Are we trying? This isn't your dad's 401k anymore in the league. And it doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, though?
I do.
The league is kind of a mix of, there's day trading involved, right?
Yeah.
There's crypto involved now, right? There's all these different ways that people can get better or worse more quickly than it used to be in the old days of the NFL. And I think so many teams sort of stayed in those old days. Hey, we're going to draft and, we got this over a long period of time. I think we're starting to see, more big moves. We saw Micah Parsons last year, and I think it's good.
Yeah. Mike, if you didn't
welcome
tell
back
us,
to work, Mike.
We wouldn't have been able to discern any rust on you from the vacation. Always on your game.
Oh, good. I'm ready to go. It's fun. I can't wait to see. I love the fact that we already know half of them too. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Always appreciate it, Mike.
Thank you,
talk
Mike.
soon.
Okay, we'll see you.
Thanks, Mike Sando from The Athletic. Our guest on via video here on Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Coming up next, we're going to stick on the NFL and breathe easy, some Cardinals fans. It doesn't look like Tua's coming to Arizona. We'll give you the latest on that and more straight ahead. Bickley and Marotta Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
The Cardinal decision to release Kyler Murray is settled.
The Arizona Cardinals did explore all options to trade Kyler Murray at the Combine.
Who's QB1 now? What kind of free agent moves will Monty make? Take the best player available in the NFL draft or trade down for more picks. More Cardinal decisions to come. So don't go too far from Arizona Sports on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, Arizonasports.com, and 98.7.
Sports fans know that winning on the court is great and all, but if you are ever injured in an accident, winning in court becomes essential. One of many reasons why you pick up the phone and call the accident attorneys at Sweet James, and that is because big insurance, corporations, and defendants stack the deck against everyday Americans, lowballing claims, delaying payment, denying justice. Sweet James fights back. Their mission is to defend the powerless and level the playing field for real people who have been hurt through no fault of their own. When you hire Sweet James, you're going to access the best and the brightest attorneys. You can expect maximum compensation because they've got their own in-house trial team, which gives them a great deal of leverage when dealing with those insurance companies. Those insurance companies know they can't mess around and deny, and play games when dealing with Sweet James. And remember, having the right attorney on your side literally can mean the difference between a $2,000 check and a $2 million settlement. Do not settle for less. Call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION. That's 1-800-900-0000, online at sweetjames.com.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, "After hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today!" Exclamation point. Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words "switch today" in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So folks, take it from James in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
It's Bruce St. James, and I'm sitting here with the Oliver Smith of Oliver Smith Jeweler. Why can people trust you to appraise and give them a fair value for their jewelry or watch?
You can't do this anymore and not be trustworthy. People will find out immediately. And sometimes you can hide behind your mother's doing all the reviews or your father or somebody, references from the family and stuff. But eventually they're going to find out you cannot really be trusted. And that's the greatest thing about our business. I'm a long-term planner. I love to work with people and make them feel good about their experience. I want them to leave with a spring in their step when they leave the store. I want them to be happy with the experience. I want them to be happy with us. I want them to be happy with me. And that's how I built my business, Bruce, over all these years, is that what's the right thing to do here for this customer?
You'll find them at the flagship store, Scottsdale Road and Doubletree Ranch Road, also inside the Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall, and always online at oliversmithjeweler.com.
Howdy, everybody. This is rodeo announcer Doug Mathis for Sanderson Ford Cave Creek Pro Rodeo, March 26th through the 29th. You know what goes great with rodeo? Ford Truck Month at Sanderson Ford.
Save on Ford F-150, now available with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash and 0 payments for 90 days on all remaining 2025 models.
Don't miss the Cave Creek Rodeo, and don't miss Truck Month at Sanderson Ford.
Requires financing with Ford Motor Credit OAC. Offers expire 3/31/26.
Hey, it's Tom Chambers. I partner with Galaxy Lending Group because their goal loan, Galaxy's Ownership Accelerator Loan, reminded me of the way athletes train. Stick to the plan and get results. The goal loan helps homeowners pay off debt faster using the income they already have without changing their lifestyle. If getting out of debt is something you're serious about, text GOAL to 620-620. That's GOAL to 620-620. Galaxy Lending Group, because 30 years is optional.
NMLS ID 142766 and Equal Housing Lender. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, it's Luke with legal tampering beginning today in the NFL. Are there any big names the Cardinals will legally tamper with? We're talking NFL free agency at 10 a.m. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports 98.7, the Arizona Sports app, and the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
Thanks again to Mike Sando for joining us on the big day with the window of tampering opening up in about 12 minutes around the NFL. And we do have some developments to let you know about. It looks like the Arizona Cardinals, we brought up the possibility We did an exercise last week, or maybe even 2 weeks ago, Bick. Everything's on the table at the quarterback position. So we threw a lot of things on the table. One of the quarterbacks on that table was Tua Tagovailoa. Wasn't necessarily met with a great deal of enthusiasm with those possibilities being out there, but it looks like it's not happening for the Cardinals and Tua. He is being linked to the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
Where they're just collecting
wow.
first-round draft pick left-handed quarterbacks. So he can go compete with Michael Penix Jr. coming off of a knee injury. So I don't know if I expected Tua to get snapped up before Kyler, but we have to remember this. Well, I guess they're both in the same boat. Neither one of them has been officially released by their teams.
I don't think they can be.
Coming Wednesday. So this is the definition of legal tampering.
This is why, if you see, so Pelissero, Rappaport, Schefter all had it all at the same time, and they all phrased it the same way. Expected to show strong interest.
Yes.
Expected to pursue heavily.
It's like the same terminology we see on NBA draft night. When Adrian Wojnarowski was tipping picks, but he wouldn't say they're taking.
Right.
They're very strong with.
Yeah.
And they all had it all at the same time, which means they were all told the exact same thing, and they all figured different ways to put it out there without saying it.
Yeah, but earlier, even today's show, we talked about Tua at $1.3 million. Or Malik Willis at 23 plus million.
Yep.
What makes more sense? And look, we just had Mike Sando on, and he says, at the end of that interview, he said, I love that teams are going for it. You don't know if it's going to work out, but are you doing something? Are you making a move? If the Cardinals go a different route at quarterback that's not Malik Willis, they'll be accused of not going for it. We know that, correct?
Well, yeah, but they might go for it and still not get him.
True.
It's very possible.
That's true, too.
Again, if I was Malik Willis, I think I'd be more inclined to go play for the Miami Dolphins. I think they are closer to winning, although not by much, and I believe that they're in an easier division, although not by much.
They are.
And I believe it's as good of a place to live, if not better,
but
if you're a young athlete.
Well, I mean, I think if you took a survey of everybody who played in the NFL, like what city would you want to call home? Not necessarily from a football standpoint, but from a lifestyle standpoint, they'd probably pick Miami over Washington.
Probably. Although I would think I think Scottsdale and Paradise Valley probably are not that far behind right now.
Yeah.
So I think that, but I do think that generally is going to be a baseline for the Arizona Cardinals. Do not cut corners. Spend your salary cap money. Don't leave $30 million just sitting there. Use it. They've already gone and hired Terrell Austin back, who is a sort of a defensive senior advisor. They needed to do something like that. They didn't have to. They needed to, and that's promising to me. That's the kind of move that if you were solely concerned with where do we cut costs, where do I not have to spend money? Do I have a G League team I can sell?
Yeah, right. Other news around the league, Albert Breer from SI putting it out there. The Chiefs and tight end Travis Kelce working on a deal to bring the future, although he said they're working on a deal brining the future Hall of Famer back.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, delicious.
Keeps them
Kelce,
juicy.
brined. 14th season in Kansas City per sources. So he, Patrick Mahomes and company will make another run at a fourth Lombardi trophy. Not surprising. There's been a lot of speculation on Travis Kelce for the last 2 off seasons. I don't think a player of his caliber, with his history, with his resume, all in one place in Kansas City, that was not the type of year anybody would want to go out on in Kansas City, especially somebody who was part of that dynastic run that they had.
Yeah, listen, and the way a lot of mock drafts have, we talk about Jeremiah Love being the best player in the draft, possibly. There's a lot of mocks that have him going to Kansas City.
They love him.
Well, they need a running back.
They love him. So imagine they get him. Imagine they then reunite with Tyreek Hill as well. All of a sudden, the Chiefs back in business. It feels like
that's a good point.
Because that would be the ultimate. Bring Kelce back, bring Hill back, get a young stud.
I wonder. I mean, the argument there: who has more left in the tank, Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill. Although
there's
now
still a lot of injury concerns there on coming back from a devastating injury.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that.
But he's been at his best in Kansas City, certainly, and they've proven they can win without him. Here's something interesting that Mike Tannenbaum from ESPN put out on the Kyler Murray front. Remarkable statistic from ESPN Stats and Info about quarterback drafting and development. Kyler Murray will be the 7th straight quarterback drafted first overall by his team and didn't make it until the age of 30 with that team. Matthew Stafford was the last one to do it. Is that not incredible?
Wow.
Sometimes it's a be careful what you wish for type of thing.
Matthew Stafford was the last one to do it, and he had to leave because, as good as he was, the team wasn't successful.
Well, and they finally made the determination to trade him. But there was a thought for a long time that Matthew Stafford was way better than what the Detroit Lions were putting out there. He was too good for them. And that trade worked out for both teams.
So
really,
he was the 7th. So Vinny Joe Trivia, can you name those 7 quarterbacks that didn't make it?
So
one of them is Andrew Luck, I think, which doesn't really count.
Kyler Murray is the last one that we're talking about. So it would be Baker Mayfield. It would be, I'm fuzzy.
All right.
No.
We'll look it up in the break.
Yeah, but that's an amazing statistic.
It really is.
And we might get some determination on Kyler Murray's future today. Not a full report, but strongly going after or pursuing Kyler Murray. Could it be Minnesota? Could it be Cleveland? Could it be somewhere else? The window is about to open in the NFL for legal tampering. We will keep you updated on all the Cardinals' moves, everything that's being reported and around the league as the morning goes on. And that, of course, will continue all day here on Arizona Sports 98.7 with Wolf and Luke and Burns and Gamble. Coming up next, we're going to roll into the 9 o'clock hour with some social studies. Bickley and Murata mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Wolf and Luke, middays 10 to 2.
I remember when we first started the show, and that was the 2021 season, and that's the season the Cardinals started off on a tear, and Kyler was getting MVP buzz the first half of that season, and rightfully so. And then they trailed off after that. But you were saying even at the time, you have to be able to play all different kinds of ways on offense.
Kyler was the crown jewel of that offense. That's exactly the kind of quarterback you would want to go out there and run the spread offense. It would be Kyler Murray and all of his talents. And then all of a sudden, the game just changed overall.
Wolf and Luke, middays 10 to 2 on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
You went to college, you had fun, you did well, but now it's time to repay that student loan debt. And sometimes when people are struggling with paying back private student loan debt, it feels awful. You feel stuck. You feel embarrassed. You feel like you're run out of moves. But for people in that situation, they need to know there is a way forward. That way forward is called Y-Refi. Hi, it's Vince Murata. And Y-Refi specializes in helping people with distressed or defaulted private student loan debt. It is what they do, and they will not judge you in the process. They're not going to grill you with questions on why you didn't fix your situation sooner. They just help you get back on track with a low fixed rate payment you can actually afford. If you've been turned down by other lenders, honestly, that's when Y-Refi shines the brightest. They build a plan around your real life, not some perfect version of it. Your student loans don't define you. They don't get the final say. Y-Refi helps you take back control and breathe again. If this is your situation, you owe it to yourself to give Y-Refi a call at 888-Y-REFI-85 or visit yrefi.com. That's the letter Y, REFY.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
A great haircut every time in a barbershop that will make you feel young again. That's V's Barbershop. Dave Burns here. And for Jimmy V, the founder of V's, that was his mission. Hire the very best barbers in town and create that old-fashioned vibe that you experienced as a kid. You open the door to V's, and it's a wave of nostalgia. And when you leave, you have a haircut to be proud of from a barber that you trust. The next time you're thinking about where to go to get your haircut, don't think about it. Go to vbarbershop.com and book your appointment today at V's.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, Ron Wolfley here, and I'm sitting next to my great friend, Dr. Joe from Aria Dental Implant Center. Hey, Dr. Joe, it's great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to me about the all-on four dental treatment.
Self-confidence. The only reason people don't get all-on fours is because they can't afford it. It's expensive.
Yes.
My goal is to make it economical. So if I can reduce that cost, I will.
If you have broken or missing teeth, he's going to help you. AriaDentalImplantCenter.com. It's spelled A-R-I-A. AriaDentalImplantCenter.com.
KMVP FM Phoenix.
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. The Phoenix Suns had themselves a nice weekend Friday night. They got a 118-116 win over the Pelicans, and last night they handled the Hornets 111-99 behind 30 points from Devin Booker, 24 from Colin Gillespie and Jalen Green, and a new career high from Rasheer Fleming with 16 points off the bench. The Suns will look for their third straight win tomorrow night in Milwaukee. The Arizona Cardinals are reportedly bringing back both James Conner and Sean Murphy Bunting on revised contracts. What that means for the Cards as free agency approaches, head to ArizonaSports.com today. And with opening day just 17 days away, the Arizona Diamondbacks have assigned some notable young standouts to the minors. Ryan Waldschmidt, Tommy Troy, and Jose Fernandez will start the season in minor league camps. But Cactus League play rolls on today. The Diamondbacks and Mariners' first pitch is at 1:10 this afternoon. And this report is brought to you by Red Mountain Weight Loss. Low T, start for free for a limited time. Get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee, only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Hit pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley and Murata Mornings. Social Studies. Brought to you by Carol Royce, your home sold guaranteed realty.
All right, good morning. It is 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. That means it is time for Social Studies. You can find us on social media. We are at Bickley_Murata on X. We are at Bickley and Murata on Instagram and Facebook, and at Arizona Sports on YouTube. And I think a lot of people tuning in are waiting for something big. There's 400 people watching right now, so shout out to those watching on YouTube this morning. But our first question for Social Study today, with James Conner, the news breaking they're coming over the waves this weekend, that he'll be back as an Arizona Cardinal. What is your reaction to the team bringing back Conner, and why?
Yeah, I've made my points very, very clear in the blast. I love James Conner. He's my favorite Arizona Cardinal. But I really did a deep dive on Jeremiah Love over the weekend, and I'm like, wow, this guy is going to be a game wrecker. So to me, it's mostly celebratory and very happy that he's going to get another run of it here. But part of me also wonders, are they going to regret this?
Fair.
Which is, again, another very typical question to ask when it comes to this franchise and this fan base. I'm overall happy because, like Bick said, and he illustrated it very well. I mean, what'd you call it? Braveheart?
And shoulder pads.
Braveheart and shoulder pads. Because he encapsulates the On My Signal Unleash Hell.
No doubt.
That was a different movie, wasn't it? That was Gladiator. I mixed up two movies.
It's okay.
I'm glad that he gets to come back on his terms with this team because he's meant so much to this team from an emotional and leadership standpoint. And I'm happy for the fans that get to watch him play again. But Bick's right. Yeah. I mean, how do you, even if Jeremiah Love wasn't there at number 3, is this the right move from a football standpoint? Do they need to upgrade the running back position? Because there's a lot of rooms that do need to be upgraded. We'll see what he's got left. There must be a real convincing feeling in the front office that he's ready to go for 2026 after that gruesome injury.
Yep, and a lot of kind of similar answers of just the guy being in the locker room, the leadership he brings. So like Gus said, need leadership inside the locker room. James Conner is that dude. Great mentor for the offense and the running back room. And Java said, I like this answer. She said, it's better to know you have a junkyard dog than raise a puppy. Which is, James Conner is that junkyard dog.
Yes.
Okay.
But Jonesy on the other side said he'll be a great mentor to hopefully Jeremiah Love. So the response is kind of all over the map there, but majority are happy that he's back in a Cardinals uniform. All right, so Suns fans, what player are you most excited to see more of the rest of this season, and why? Is it Jalen Green, Rasheer Fleming, Kamon Malawach, or Haywood Highsmith?
Haywood Highsmith. For me, it's Rasheer Fleming. I'm really high up on this young kid. I got a chance to kind of talk with him last week, and I love his attitude. He's drinking from a fire hose right now, but it's not too much for him. And I love wings that can D up like him. He's such a defensive weapon.
He really is.
That's all true. I love how confidently he's shooting the 3 right now with little hesitation, which hasn't always been the case with wings in that position. Fleming is my answer, and look, I'm riding the waves here. With what Kamon Malawach has done the last 2 games after a performance against Chicago that when we talked about it on Friday morning, I said, hey, for all the people that think Kamon Malawach needs to play more, no, he doesn't. He got an opportunity. He's going to continue to get opportunities with the way the depth chart is constructed right now. To see him make the most of it 2 games in a row, and he didn't have big numbers last night scoring-wise, but he impacted the game with his rebounding, with his block shots, with his presence, and that's all you can ask for right now. So it's real close between those 2 guys.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Rasheer Fleming took a transition 3 last night, and he missed it, but it was one of those where, like, oh, he's got that green light now, and he feels comfortable to shoot it. That was eye-opening.
And look, coaches and everybody in the NBA will say, everybody's got the green light. That's the way we play basketball now, but it doesn't work that way. If players are lacking confidence, you'll see them pass up on those shots, and it kind of demoralizes the offense, at least for a possession, if not longer.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
The results, so 49% of the vote voted for Rasheer Fleming, 25% Kamon Malawach, 23% Jalen Green. 2% are excited to see more of Haywood Highsmith. And then some of the responses, Doug said, for me, it's a toss-up between Man and Fleming. Fleming is making defensive plays. defenses pay for listening to the scouting report by making threes, and Man seemingly has progressed a bit and is slightly elevated role, which will only get larger.
Could you imagine if Man was sharing a bench with Bol?
Man and Bol.
The
boy, oh boy.
The Malawatch viewing experience is a little like a roller coaster. To Vinny's point of when they played the Bulls, it was, wow, this is tough to go down right now. But the last 2 games, it's been a really fun watch. And then someone backing Jalen Green, Daylight Film, says Green because if he's on the court, he's healthy, and if he's healthy, he can get back to his former form of potentially scoring a boatload of buckets and points.
Look, I think injuries are always a possibility, but we've been waiting so long to just navigate past the concerns of, hey, can Jalen Green play this many games in a row? His minutes are up where they should be. He's played in several games in a row right now. I think he's finally gotten past that point. So now it's just adding to it.
Yes. Okay, so lastly, we opened the show with the LA Marathon, right? And a United States runner, I'm blanking on his name.
Nathan Martin, with 800 meters left, chased down and won the LA Marathon. A great individual finish. So we asked, what is the greatest finish to an individual non-team sporting event of all time?
I read that question very quickly, and I was going to say Boise State over Oklahoma,
Right.
but that wouldn't fit the criteria of the
tried
question.
to clarify. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no,
not,
that's
not
on me.
Gonzo, not
Yeah, that's on me.
So think like tennis, boxing, racing.
I think for me, it would have to be boxing. When Rocky Balboa got up from the double knockout faster than Apollo Creed in Rocky II to win the heavyweight championship of the world.
Sure. Up on 9.
Sure.
That's a tough one.
It is.
I mean, you won't, in distance running, you don't see, especially a marathon, you don't see finishes like that.
Right.
Although in this the last Summer Olympics, remember it was it the mile? There was some really long race where the guy sprinted down
the
like
1500.
caught
The
the guy.
1500.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
How about George Foreman's 10th round knockout of Michael Moore?
It happened.
That's a good one.
He seems so old. Now boxers are all that old, it feels like.
So there are a couple good responses if you guys want to keep thinking. But Justin Crawford said Usain Bolt's 100-meter world record, peak human performance. Eddie V says, I don't know why, but Tiger Woods' 2019 Masters was an exciting moment for him, probably his most famous or favorite. Andy Bryant said the Wimbledon men's tennis match that lasted for seemingly 5 days. Darryl Lee, again, not a person, but he said Secretariat's Belmont Stakes win by 31 lengths. It was actually only 25, but it's fine. That was remarkable. And then Wookie said Pete Weber winning his record 5th U.S. Open championship in bowling, won by a single pin back in 2012. And the reaction is the famous, who do you think you are? I am.
It is really
the most famous moment in bowling.
No doubt.
No doubt.
And again, Daylight Films, different sport. He said Greg LeMond's 1989 Tour de France win by 8 seconds after trailing by 50 seconds going into the final stage. Or he said Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile mark in 1954. A lot of good responses, I thought.
It was a 53-minute half marathon, according to Sammy.
No, sorry, 57-minute and 11 seconds. Still sub an hour. It's unbelievable.
That's nuts.
That is nuts.
It is.
That's insane.
It's stupid is what it is. I cannot believe it. But there you
What
guys
a
go.
pace. I mean, really?
Just literally, so I would, if all those wondering what that might feel or look like.
It's like sprinting for 13.1 miles.
Exactly. On your lunch break today, go out and sprint as fast as you think you can for, say, 10 seconds. Now imagine that for 57 straight minutes.
Wow.
And you still probably will not be. It's crazy. But
for
that's
somebody who gets winded tying his shoes.
Yeah,
it's not a great proposition.
But there you go.
And there you go. No breaking news sounders during this segment. So nothing really.
Just Alec Pierce
of
back to the
anything.
Colts.
A couple of big re-signing moves, but no moves yet.
Well, that could change between now and the time we get back on the air. Thank you, Sammy. We'll stick with the NFL, and the tampering window is officially open to legally tamper. We'll give you all the latest next. Bickley and Marotta mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Phoenix Suns basketball.
Suns win 111-99. They knock off the Charlotte Hornets and end the Hornets' road win streak at 10. They also get to 10 games over 500 and win their 37th game of the season. One more than they had all last season, and they still have 18 games left to play.
D-Book ordered up a double-double animal style with fries well done, and the Suns got the home W last night versus Charlotte. We chop it up at Arizona Sports on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7.
Retirement plans are like snowflakes. No two are the same, nor should they be. Hey, everybody, Dan Bickley here for Trajan Wealth. And when you imagine retirement, what do you see? See beaches, five-star resorts, drinks that come with umbrellas, hundreds of rounds of golf like I do? Or are you kind of consumed with anxiety, worried you're not going to have enough money to do all the things you want to do? Because if you're like most people, you probably don't have the peace of mind you need. You might feel a bit uneasy because it's one thing to save for retirement. It's another thing to feel totally prepared, and the latter is what you'll get from my friends at Trajan Wealth. Highly recommend you schedule a free appointment at Trajan Wealth. You can get a second opinion on your existing portfolio. You can get tailor-made game plans with personalized strategies that will secure your financial future. Remember, Trajan Wealth, veteran-owned, locally operated, plus they're fiduciaries, which means they are duty-bound to act in your best interest at all times. I became a client, super impressed with the approach at Trajan Wealth, where it all begins with relationships. And if you want to take the stress off your shoulders, give them a call today. Get your plan started. 480-360-7900. Online at TrajanWealth.com. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, this is
Hi,
Wolf
this is
here,
Jan
and
from Toyota. You're currently listening to my new meditation guide called Meditating with Jan from Toyota. Take a moment to find a comfortable position. Now soften your focus and visualize yourself off-roading in a rugged new Tacoma. Now take a deep breath in. Not too deep because that's patchouli you're smelling, and imagine taking a Corolla Cross to a music festival. Next, picture a bright light ahead. You're hitting the town in a sleek new Camry. Now engage your senses. What do you hear? A donkey. That's what you heard because you're in a farm sanctuary now in a spacious new Grand Highlander. When you're ready, take a final deep breath in and go from dreaming it to driving it today. That's Jan's meditation.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, this is Wolf here, and I'm with my personal spine surgeon, Dr. Christopher Young at Desert Institute for Spine Care, otherwise known as DISC. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great, Wolf.
DISC has been a pioneer in endoscopic spine surgery. What is endoscopic spine surgery?
Endoscopic spine surgery is a cutting-edge, ultra-minimally invasive procedure designed to relieve pain from herniated discs and spinal stenosis.
Again, contact the team at Desert Institute for Spine Care. I'm now living pain-free thanks to Dr. Young. For back or neck pain, check out the spine experts at sciatica.com or text SPINE to 620-620.
Message and data rates may apply. Hey, it's Bodie, owner of NewACUnit.com. Look, I know, buying an AC unit online sounds like it's probably going to turn into a mess. People always ask me who's installing it, who's coming to my house, what's the price really going to be. So here it is, as straight as I can shoot it to you. The NewACUnit.com price, that's the price. No upsells, no surprises. People honestly save 50% or more on their brand new air conditioning unit. It works, it's real, it's legit. That's NewACUnit.com.
NewACUnit.com.
Hey, it's Gambo. The NFL's legal tampering period begins today. Can we expect the Cardinals to make a splash early in free agency? We'll discuss on today's Burns and Gambo show, 2 to 6 on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM. Good morning, Tempe. Appreciate you listening, viewing, following our show, Bickley and Marotta Mornings, this and every morning in Tempe.
You know, this is a rare, if not unprecedented situation where you've got a guy who has never been a full-time week in and week out starter, who had 2 years in Tennessee, where the first year did not go well. The second year, he was buried at the bottom of the depth chart. The third year, they gave him to the Packers for a 7th-round pick. And then when we've seen him play in 2024 and 2025 with Green Bay, he's been spectacular. The numbers are off the charts, 134-plus passer rating, average per attempt of more than 10 yards, just incredible. And you watch him play, it's like, holy crap. So I've been saying for the past couple of weeks that the two teams that are the litmus test for Malik Willis are the Dolphins and the Cardinals, because the Dolphins now have a GM and a head coach who were in Green Bay the last 2 years. They know him as well as anyone. And in Arizona, you got the brother of the head coach who turned Malik Willis into what we've seen the last 2 years. So if neither of those teams are chasing Malik Willis, that's a red flag for anyone else who may be considering.
That's Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk, who joined us last week talking about the market for Malik Willis, which could clear up today. The window's been open for 18 minutes. The guys were talking before the break pick. Not anything major just yet. You did say Alec Pierce back to Indianapolis, Sammy?
Yeah, huge deal.
Yes, he's back.
So the premier deep threat the last 2 years in the NFL, going back to play for the Indianapolis Colts.
4 years, $116 million.
Wow, that is a big deal.
But that's it. Usually, am I wrong? It feels like usually like right at 9 o'clock or whenever it is, everything starts flooding out and we all make the joke. Wow, imagine how they have made all those negotiations in 1 minute.
True.
It's nothing.
I think
really.
more so in the NBA when their window opens as opposed to the NFL, but
I believe this year there's a stipulation where each team gets a handful of Zoom calls with guys beginning today. So if those teams are actually taking those Zoom calls, that's why. That would mean there's going to be a serious delay on this news. It's going to drop middle of the afternoon probably because of that.
Yeah, we don't know who the Zoom calls were with for each team either. Mm-hmm. You would assume that they would probably target their number one guys. So if there's no reports, maybe that's an indication of how the Zoom call went. We don't know. It's all speculation at this point. Couple of tweets this morning in the last few hours. Evan Sidery said the Cardinals now have over $60 million in cap space with plans to sign Malik Willis and retool their offensive line. All indications are pointing to Willis becoming Arizona's QB1 as soon as today. You heard Mike Florio talking about the Dolphins connection. It's interesting, those two teams, when it comes to Malik Willis, have great intel. They've got personal experience with him on both fronts, with Nathaniel Hackett now coming over to the Cardinals after being on the Packers staff, where he worked for Matt LaFleur, brother of Mike LaFleur. Lots of intelligence there. Jeff Hafley, who was the D.C. in Green Bay the last few years, now the head coach in Miami. John Eric Sullivan, their new GM, was in the front office at Green Bay. They've got a lot of selling points there and a lot of personal connection.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if we'll see something on Malik Willis today.
So you would think by definition that both the Cardinals and the Dolphins would either both want Malik Willis very badly or both not want him because of the price tag.
Yeah, I mean, right now as we speak, the Dolphins, with the Tua maneuver today, they have Quinn Ewers at quarterback. That's it. And I think they like Quinn Ewers to a degree, but I don't think you want to go into battle with him being your only quarterback. I think the Cardinals can feel better about having Jacoby Brissett under contract moving forward than the Dolphins do about Quinn Ewers.
No doubt about it. And absolutely no doubt about that. And I do think that if they do go Malik Willis, I would fully expect the Cardinals to try to spin off Jacoby Brissett. Just a gut intuition. Not out of being cheap. I think they would just do it to him to do him a solid.
Yeah, and there was the report last week coming out of from Connor Hughes from SNY in New York that the Jets have shown interest in Jacoby Brissett as a trade target if he can be swayed away from the Arizona Cardinals. On the offensive line front, that's another area of great need for the Cardinals that they can't. I don't think they can wait until April in the draft to start addressing that need. Now, it might not be big-time guys, but they do need to sign some free agents because the number of holes on the offensive line from a starting standpoint and a depth standpoint, just too many to fill to wait until April for that, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's also not a ton of big names. It's going to be, I think, if the Cardinals improve the offensive line through free agency starting today,
right,
and then continuing Wednesday when the league year does officially open, it'll be around the margins.
Yeah,
and a tweet that just came up like 20 minutes ago from Ian Rappaport. There wasn't a ton of big names in the O-lineman market, but the 49ers would be open to trading Trent Williams if a situation does not get resolved, is what he just said.
Not what he used to be. Injured a lot,
and
tough to deal with as a teammate, it feels like.
I'm not sure about the last part.
It seems like it's always...
Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs.
Ooh, that's happening?
Tom Pelissero right now. Former Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker III is signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. A payday and new home for the Super Bowl MVP.
Wow, well, that changes
that eliminates the Jeremiah Love possibility in April.
Sure does.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting about Kenneth Walker. And it's listen, the Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. It's hard to question what they're doing. But that whole John Schneider half in the box, off the cuff comment at the victory parade about Kenneth Walker made you realize they're not going to sign this guy.
Yeah, they chose not to use the franchise tag. And after he's been good for the Seahawks since he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
But a breakout postseason where he wins Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm. Never been the 25 carry, 30 carry a game number one. Now I know that in the modern NFL
those guys don't exist as much. And Zach Charbonnet, don't forget, is a pretty good running back and was pretty important to what Seattle did before he got hurt too. And I'm sure they'll add another more inexpensive piece to the mix to pair with Charbonnet moving forward. But wow, that's quite an early maneuver by the Chiefs.
That's pretty big time.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me that the Chiefs did this knowing that they might have access to Jeremiah Love. Maybe their intel was he's gone before 9.
Their intel, if you want him, you're going to have to trade up, probably.
Well, that's the way the trend is going on Love's stock. As I think when the college football season ended, he was projected around that spot.
Right.
Ever since, all the talk has been so positive on him that he's one of those elevating players. And Kenneth Walker, one of the knocks on him, too, he is improving in the area of being a pass catcher.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say he's necessarily one of the top flight pass catchers coming out of the running back spot.
And not a good blocker.
Which for Kansas City, they've really thrived on good pass catching running backs in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting fit there.
It really is.
Field Yates saying that he didn't think that Love would get to number 9.
Oh, okay.
Factored into it.
Yeah. All right. Well, then that makes sense because they did need a running back very, very badly.
Yeah. So we're getting some early movement, just not from the Cardinals quite yet. Want to remind you can join us April 11th for Pat's Run, presented by Tech Systems, a 4.2-mile run, walk that honors Pat Tillman's life as an ASU Sun Devil, Arizona Cardinal, and Army Ranger. Learn more. Sign up today at patsrun.org. Coming up next, it's Monday. We'll hand out some weekend hardware. Next, Bickley and Murata Mornings live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios of Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
The D-backs 2026 Cactus League season is underway.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's it on the line to right center field. Meckler racing, can't reach it. That's going to fall. Thomas scores. Waldschmidt hustles into second. It's a sliding RBI double, and it's now 6-5.
The home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. Arizona Sports on YouTube. The Arizona Sports app. Arizona Sports 98.7.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. Help you need for tax help you can trust. Call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Whether it's cooking a traditional meal, providing hot water for invigorating showers and baths, or creating ambiance for family gatherings, Southwest Gas proudly fuels our homes and communities with a safe and reliable natural gas service. Hey, it's Vince Marotta, and more than 92% of Arizona customers prefer natural gas service in their homes. But natural gas is way more than an essential home ingredient. It helps support economic development and growth in the community. Many of the recent large-scale businesses that have expanded operations into Phoenix are dependent on natural gas to support their business and production. Southwest Gas helps businesses succeed while helping Arizona become a national leader in advanced manufacturing. For almost 100 years, Southwest Gas has been there helping turn neighborhoods into communities, houses into homes, and big dreams into reality. For more information about how Southwest Gas helps fuel life's important moments and supports a sustainable energy future, please visit swgas.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm here with Stuart Willis, the president of Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. Stuart, I got a great tax guy. He does a good job for me every year, but I'm always keeping 5 years of records from behind. He never looks forward and has a plan for me going forward. But when you work with you and Asset Preservation, you guys have a tax plan for the future.
Absolutely. Look, most people think that their tax plan is when they file taxes, but that really is just looking backwards. You must look forward. Tax planning is about how you can save taxes in years to come. If you don't have a financial plan that includes a tax plan, I think you're missing out.
And most financial advisors do not have a tax plan for you going forward, which is why I recommend you make the phone call right now and get a free portfolio review with the same guy I work with, Stuart Willis from Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. Call 602-877-PLAN or go online at assetpreservationwealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor.
The Shields Fishing Sale event is here, now through March 15th. Save 20% on Shields Outfitter rods, Berkeley baits, Rapala lures, and more. Don't miss over $1,000 off Garmin Live Scope bundles, plus up to $500 off select Minn Kota trolling motors. Get ready for unforgettable fishing and save now through March 15th, only at Shields and Shields.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I'm Sammy Sepulka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. The Suns looked the best they had looked in some time last night in their 111-99 win over a good Charlotte Hornets team. Devin Booker had 30 points and 10 assists. Colin Gillespie and Jalen Green each had 24, and the rookies showed up. Kamon Malawach showed some serious flashes, and Rasheer Fleming notched a career-high 16 points, including 4 threes to help the Suns get their second straight win. And they'll be in Milwaukee tomorrow night for Giannis and the Bucks. And as NFL free agency starts today, the Arizona Cardinals have reworked deals for James Conner and Sean Murphy-Bunting to bring both of them back for the 2026-27 season. And over the weekend, the Cardinals released defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson. This report is brought to you by Sanderson Ford, doing business the right way for over 70 years. No hassle, no pressure, no nonsense. Choose Sanderson Ford.
Time to take a look at the Arizona Sports Poll Question. Brought to you by Sanderson Ford. The best play is at Sanderson Ford.
All right, today's Arizona Sports Poll Question brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Does Arizona need to win the Big 12 tournament for you to believe the Wildcats will win the national title? Yes or no?
Yeah, my vote's a no. They're definitely a contender.
I agree.
I don't know what that first half against Colorado was all about, but
hey, it was how bad can we play and see if we can.
They had
win.
Bradley and Del Orso played a combined 51 minutes in that game and combined for 0 points.
Yes, they did.
And we still wound up winning by 10.
Wow.
That's all right when Braden Burry scores 31.
And Koa Pete
that's
was
the
great.
kind of team when they have.
The answer is no to that question.
54% voted no, 45% voted yes. The Big 12 tournament gets underway tomorrow. ASU first game.
First game, 9:30 a.m. They'll actually be playing basketball while we're still on the air. Man, that game on Saturday for ASU, holy moly. That first half was classic.
Great basketball.
Tale of two halves. That's today's Sanderson Ford poll question. You can vote on it now on the homepage at arizonasports.com.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Bickley and Marotta mornings.
They're going to go to the hardware store. Handing out the hardware. All this hardware.
Hardware is how we do the award show. It's a lot less glitzy, a lot less glamorous, but just as entertaining. We each hand out 2 awards based on what we saw over the weekend. And to start us off, the first award, please welcome Dan Bickley.
Award number 1 is the Let's Go Buffalo Award. And there is a well-known psychic, who has predicted that the Buffalo Sabres are going to win the Stanley Cup title this year and the Bills are going to win next year's Super Bowl. The Buffalo Sabres are on a heater. Yesterday, they played an incredible game against Tampa, which is also a good team. They scored 4 third-period goals. They won 8-7 in a game that also featured 102 penalty minutes.
Yeah, there was a bunch of brawls. ESPN called it maybe the best hockey game of the year.
Yeah. Craziness.
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres, a very underrated, tortured fan base.
Very much so.
Yeah.
With no success to speak of. Other than the one trip to the finals.
With the in the crease goal.
With the in the crease goal against Dallas. My first award, I'm sorry I'm scrambling because my computer's just decided not to work. My first award is the It's Hard Out Here for an Assistant Coach Award. Did you guys follow this story at all about the Cal State Bakersfield assistant coach, Kevin Mays?
I have not, no.
He played hoops at Bakersfield from 2014 to 2016. He joined the staff of Rod Barnes, the head coach, in June. In August, the Cal State Bakersfield staff received an email that accused Mays of trafficking a woman for over 3 months. The email said, in all capital letters, "Fix it or the whole staff will fall." The head coach forwarded the email to HR and university police. They started an investigation that led to an automobile search that turned up multiple firearms, a stash of drugs in Coach Mays' car. They looked through his phone, finding around 600 photos, disgusting, of very young children in not good situations. His formal charges include felonies such as pimping and charges for possession of automatic firearms, possession of methamphetamines, marijuana, and intent to sell child pornography. He was an assistant coach who was making $3,000, but he had an interstate pimping ring. And he's getting ready to go to trial. That is a crazy story.
International pimp.
Put that on your business card.
All right, Jarrett.
My award is a Paul on the Sport award, and it goes to not Jake Paul, but Logan Paul. Have you been following this whole story over the last week or so? Logan Paul, influencer, WWE wrestler, boxer, but he doesn't really box anymore. But he claimed on his podcast that he could defeat any NFL player in a boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one NFL player that could beat him up.
Which is laughable.
I 100% think he's correct.
Really?
Yeah. He's a real professional boxer. In a boxing match, not in like a fist fight.
He's a professional boxer. Using the
He's
word
a trained
real.
boxer. Okay, anyway. Well, whatever. That created a ton of dialogue. A bunch of active NFL players just said that not true. They're not going to fight him because they're under NFL contract. But Le'Veon Bell, former NFL player who has become a sort of celebrity boxer in his own right, challenged him. They agreed to a $1 million fight. And then Logan Paul had to back out because the WWE said that he could not box in this match. And everyone now is making fun of Logan Paul for wussing out.
Do you think maybe that's why he made the claim? Because he knew he was under contract with WWE and they're going to step in and say, you can't do that?
It came really across as like a, hold me back kind of a move there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, my first award is the How Can You Not Root for This Kid award, and I'm giving it to Akshay Bhatia. All right, so he's a 23-year-old. He just won the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Not his first win on tour, but the first kind of big one. All right, and I want to go back to 2019. He made his PGA Tour debut as a 17-year-old, okay? So in a press conference before, they asked him, so Akshay, how do you deal with adversity? He had to ask the reporter, what does adversity mean as a 17-year-old? And so he's this kind of skinny, kind of almost nerd-looking guy. He's really kind of grown up. He's been on tour for 5 years now, foregoing to go to college, really kind of trusted in his skill. And it was really cool to see him get a statement win yesterday. Really nice kid.
He's playing in TGL, too, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's just a great kid. So it's good to see that. And I root for him every week.
All right, my last award is Paul on the Sport Part 2. I'm giving it to Fox broadcaster Paul Severino, who is facing a lot of criticism for his call of Ozzie Albies' walk-off home run for the Netherlands yesterday. Severino failed to realize it was a walk-off. So he announced during his call that it gave them the lead. And then, after 3 seconds of dead air, somebody obviously got into his ear. He's getting destroyed.
How do you
butcher a walk-off home run? Yeah.
That's what you live for as a broadcaster, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
We can probably play it for you next segment.
We can.
We'll find it.
My last award is the Ron Burgundy I Don't Believe You award. And it's going to Darren Peterson of Kansas, who after they beat Kansas State to wrap up the regular season in convincing fashion on Saturday, had a press conference, and he had a little message at his press conference.
Last time I'm probably going to do this type of stuff, so I love Kansas. I love everything about being here.
One more year.
Maybe one more year. I might run it back.
1 more year.
1 more year, I might run it back. No, you're not. I don't believe you.
He barely wants to run it back in second halves of games.
Right, Melvin Council Jr. in the background, who was sitting next to him on the podium chanting 1 more year.
Wow.
It's not happening.
No.
I'll quickly give a quick award here. The Jarrett Carlin most Jarrett Carlin way to get injured award goes to me, who I sliced open my hand opening a can of beans over the weekend.
Unbelievable.
Baked beans?
Black beans, actually, this time around. But that I got a big old cut all across the side of my hand. No blood in the food, luckily.
Now, is this an electric can opener or a handheld?
No. It opened nice, but the top of a can, you know how sharp it is?
Oh, yeah.
So you open a thing, but then the top is still like in the thing, and you got to pry it out, and then it's sliced my hand.
You pried it barehanded?
Barehanded.
You gotta go. You gotta go butter knife there.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, there. No doubt.
You just couldn't wait to get to those
bean intrigue. Those sweet beans. I couldn't wait any longer.
I'll go quickly.
You're lucky I didn't get a cut on my tongue trying to.
Let me fry it open with my tongue. That way I can taste the delicious bean juice.
I'll go quickly with my last award. The Green Light Special Award. I'm giving it to High Points Chase Johnston. So he is 64 for 132 from 3 this year. Okay, a very good percentage. He is 0 for 4 from 2-point shots this year.
Taking 4 2-point shots.
That's
2-point shots.
Unbelievable.
Where's number 99? You look at him, you're like, yeah, he's a 3-point shooter specialist.
That kind of resembles my game when I played.
Yeah. High Point headed to the tournament.
Me too. I was way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, me too.
I was shooting deep threes and not stepping inside the paint ever. When I was a teenager. That was in the 80s.
And a quick update, Kenneth Walker's deal was 3 years, $43 million.
So a little bit.
About $15 million a year.
15, a little less than $15 million a year. It's a good haul.
Yeah.
The newest member of the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's Grayson Allen money.
There we go. There we go again.
Grayson Allen is the basis
It's just
and
funny.
comparison point for every salary in
you know,
sports for
one
Jarrett.
of the top free agent running back gets paid, a 6-man salary.
Oh, he should have played basketball then. What do you want? Coming up next, some final thoughts to wrap up this Monday show. Bickley and Marotta Mornings here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Here are the top 3 headlines on Arizonasports.com. I'm Kevin Zimmerman. The Suns rediscovered energy and identity for a great win over the Hornets. Rasheer Fleming broke out for a career scoring night. And the Cardinals reportedly will bring back James Conner and Sean Murphy Bunting on revised deals. Those are the top 3 headlines on Arizonasports.com.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here. March has arrived and it is window madness time in the Valley, where you can score a slam dunk deal at Advanced Window Products, where you can get $2,500 off the purchase of 10 or more windows during their spring special. And if you need fewer windows, don't fret. They will prorate the discount so everybody wins. Advanced Window Products will give you a distinct home court advantage. They are a local window and door manufacturing company that sells directly to the public, no middleman markups, which means you're getting great deals. Plus, they're celebrating their 40th anniversary, which means they are a trusted veteran you can rely on. They will deliver you a triple-double. They will build your windows, install your windows, then they'll guarantee them for life. You'll also get full court coverage with a warranty that is transferable, which adds value if you ever sell your home. And in the end, you'll get fast break installation, big league quality at minor league pricing. Give them a call today. Tell them I sent you. 480-764-2110. Online at advancedwindows.com.
Hey, I'm Ron Wolfley, and I'm sitting here with Garrett Lee, co-owner of Moving Team 6. Garrett, I just saw where you guys actually have hit over 1,000 5-star reviews.
That's absolutely true, and we don't do it without our team, and obviously to our amazing customers that are willing to trust us and support our team along the way. The thing that separates Moving Team 6, obviously, is our team. You need somebody to help you make that move happen, and we're the team for you.
Go to movingteam6.com for more information. That's movingteam6.com. Your move is their mission.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Gleason Roofing. Jim Sharp here to tell you about my friends at Gleason Roofing. Yeah, my friends. A friendship that started with the great honest work they did at my house. Gleason Roofing's been protecting Valley homes and businesses for 20 plus years. They know Arizona roofs, materials, and our weather inside and out. Make Gleason Roofing your friends by inviting them over for a free, honest roof audit. It involves no scare tactics or pressure, just a clear, professional assessment of what's actually going on up there and what doesn't need fixing. Gleason Roofing is one of a very small percentage of roofers nationwide named a GAF Master Elite contractor, meaning Gleason has top-tier installation standards, ongoing training, and access to the best warranties in the industry. This is the best time to replace a roof. Cooler temps mean faster installs, and you're getting ahead of spring storms and summer monsoons. Get your no-obligation roof audit right now by going to GleasonRoofing.com. GleasonRoofing.com. Gleason Roofing. There's a reason people choose Gleason.
There's nothing like it. The rush when the band plays, the roar when the Sun Devils take the court, the energy that shakes the building and pulls you to your feet. This is Sun Devil men's basketball, where every night brings the sound of something electric, something unpredictable, something you have to feel to believe. From the first tip to the final buzzer, Sun Devil Hoops is where passion lives. Be a part of it. Bring the noise, and let's light up Desert Financial Arena together. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Bickley and Marotta. Song of the day.
Where have all my friends gone? They've all disappeared. Turn around, maybe one.
Last, we were having the discussion about Song of the Day. You're like, play something by Kansas. And I was like, I think I played them last week, which we did. So I went to the other part. This is a band called the Jayhawks.
Oh, well, that's not why I asked you to play Kansas.
Oh.
I asked you to play Kansas because we got a call over the weekend. Whiskey's Quicker opening for Kansas Friday night.
Really?
At Ostrich Fest in
Wow.
Chandler. Rawhide, ladies and gentlemen.
Had I known that, now I have to.
That has so much great stuff in it, that sentence. So you're at Rawhide. I used to love Rawhide when I was a kid.
The Jayhawks have been replaced as Song of the
There
Day.
we go.
Ostrich Fest?
Ostrich
Does that mean
Fest.
there's going to be ostriches there?
I don't know.
That is
would
tremendous.
hope.
And
Isn't that
opening
tremendous?
for Kansas.
Yes.
That's got to be
They're
one of
the
the
headliners.
biggest bands
We've opened for, let's see, we've done Casey and the Sunshine Band once, which was pretty cool. We
What
did
is it
Eddie,
with-
Eddie Money once.
KC, Kansas City, Kansas.
Look
wow.
at this.
Is there a band called like Wichita?
5 p.m. Friday for anybody who wants to show up at the Ostrich Fest.
I have a. Well, let's just enjoy this for a second.
Okay.
Then I have a story about the Ostrich Fest.
Oh, good. I want to hear it.
You're my boy, Blue! This song got new legs in the movie Old School.
Oh,
Blues
yeah.
funerals. The guy's playing the acoustic
yeah.
guitar. Dust in the Wind by Kansas, a song you will undoubtedly hear.
Definitely.
You don't have any Kansas on your playlist.
We have
do you?
none. No. No.
That's awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Arizona Sports. Breaking news.
Uh-oh. How dare you?
Sources. Packers quarterback Malik Willis is signing with
The Dolphins.
the Dolphins.
Wow.
We asked the question earlier in the show. Are they even are the Cardinals even the favorite for Malik Willis?
Wow.
No numbers yet on that?
It's a reportedly 3-year, $67.5 million deal with $45 million fully guaranteed.
So they were right, more like Justin Fields' money, about
Wow.
20 something.
That's not a bad
22
price
million.
tag.
22 million a year.
Wasn't Justin Fields 2 for 40?
Right. Well, this is
That extra year is
the
something.
extra year, but
Yeah.
per year, 22 million.
Wow. That's not a bad price tag. So you would assume if the Dolphins wanted him, which they obviously did, you would assume the Cardinals wanted him.
Yes,
Potentially.
but the Cardinals didn't get him.
But the Cardinals didn't get him.
All right, here, let's just let's play this real quick.
You guys want to go with me to pick up Jimmy Garoppolo at the airport?
Yeah.
Bickley and Marotta going off the grid. Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you've been hurt in an accident, call Sweet James at 800-500-5200 or sweetjames.com.
That's all you wanted to play?
Yeah, I just wanted to get the the sponsor. You know, the opening.
Malik Willis will not be the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals.
All right.
So now what does Plan B become? Does it become a veteran? Does it become Ty Simpson? Does it become rolling it back with Jacoby Brissett? We shall see. 3-year contract for Malik Willis based on 28 dropbacks.
Wow. But 28 pretty good looking dropbacks, but a very small sample size.
This is such. I want the Cardinal. We'll get into this a lot tomorrow, obviously, but the Cardinals fan base. I wonder if this is a sigh of relief or a, gosh darn it.
I think it's probably split down the middle. But I think there's probably some fans that were a little cautious on Malik Willis who are going to be like, we can't get anybody.
Yeah, that's it. I think most people are going to go into that default position. What a bunch of losers.
Can't even get Malik Willis.
I did a big, heavy, thank God sigh in the wedge over here.
And then a lot of people bid well, sell the team.
Can I tell my Ostrich Festival story?
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
My very first remote broadcast as a sports talk radio host happened at the Chandler Ostrich Festival.
Wow.
I don't remember the year. I'm guessing 98 or 99. We were given a weekend show. Me and Larry Gatos. You can now hear on KTAR News 92.3. Vince and Larry, you remember the old commercials? The crash test dummies?
Yeah.
Their names were Vince and Larry on the commercials. So we were the crash test dummies of sports. So we had done one show. Actually, we had done 2 shows on a Sunday afternoon that were both like an hour long.
Okay.
An opportunity arose for a remote broadcast for the next Sunday. The third Sunday, we would have done a show. It was 4 hours long. We were completely unqualified to do a 4-hour radio show at any time. But what made it worse was we were on remote, and our technical director back in the studio was talking to us, but technical terms inside baseball, only had us in queue, so could hear everything that we were saying. But what was going out over the air, he didn't have our microphones turned up from the remote. So there was like an hour of nothing but music and sound effects.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
The Monday after the Chandler Ostrich Festival, we were called into the office and said, we're going to put you on hold for a little bit, guys.
Wow. All because of a producer?
Imagine that. And that producer's name,
Jared, we have
Jarrett
No,
Carlin.
we have a renewed appreciation of you, Jarrett.
And whatever happened to those 2 loser hosts? Never did anything in the business.
The crash test dummies.
But it was such a big deal. My whole family drove out to Chandler. We're hanging out. I wish I had. I may have a cassette tape somewhere of portions of that show.
Wow, that's
but there's nothing really
unbelievable.
to play because there was nothing that went over the air.
But how did the 1-hour show go?
Not good enough to save us. It was a little bit before we got another opportunity.
I got you.
Before I got another
wow,
opportunity.
that's funny.
Yeah.
We're going to put you guys back in the bullpen for a little while. Get you a little more seasoned.
But we got a weekend show. Right at the same time, there was a 2-hour Saturday show that was added to our lineup at the time.
Right.
That featured Kurt Blakeney and one John Gambadoro.
Wow, it's unbelievable how incestuous all the Phoenix.
What's going on?
Couple of quick moves. Michael Pittman traded to the Steelers, and then you got a new deal, 3 years, 40-something million.
Yeah.
The Giants signing tight end Isaiah Likely.
Okay.
It's a good deal he's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And he was in the shadow of Mark Andrews in Baltimore. But the big news from the early portion, the first hour of the window, Malik Willis not coming to Arizona. More on that with Wolf and Luke next. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Live streaming audio, podcasts, video highlights. The Arizona Sports app has all this and more from the local sports leader and Phoenix Suns play-by-play.
Devin Booker from downtown.
Download the Arizona Sports app, presented by Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Hey, it's Mike Broomhead. You've seen the Sweet James billboards, but here's what you need to know about them. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, Sweet James Accident Attorneys is a team you want on your side. With just over 25 years experience, 500-plus trials, and a win rate of 98% of the time, you need Sweet James in your corner. They've even been named the best attorneys in America. SweetJames.com or 800-9000000, 900-0000.
Hey, it's time to find that F-Series truck you want at a price you can't afford to miss because it is Ford Truck Month. Yep, and Ford Truck Month is about the only way that America's best-selling line of trucks for 49 years running gets better. Ford Truck Month at our Desert Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvise here. Man, we wait all year for these amazing offers. The Ford F-150. America counts on it. We get to drive it. And that's not all we get. Check out these savings. How about 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down, 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. We're talking on the job site, hauling the family camper, off-roading. F-150 trucks are icons of muscle and performance. And again, during Ford Truck Month, get 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down, 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. But it all ends March 31st. Just click buyfordnow.com.
One thing sports taught me is how to look beyond the moment, to think about what comes next. Hey, it's Tom Chambers. When I retired from basketball, I learned quickly how important it is to have a long-term plan, not just for money, but for peace of mind. That's why I partner with Galaxy Lending Group and their Goal Loan. Goal stands for Galaxy's Ownership Accelerator Loan. But to me, it's the Get Out and Live loan because it helps people work towards something huge, retiring with their home paid off sooner, using the income they already make. And here's the truth. When retirement gets close, it's not about chasing interest rates. It's about whether you're still carrying a mortgage when you want more control over your time. Goal helps shorten that timeline so retirement feels more real and a whole lot more comfortable. If you want to see how it works and whether it fits your situation, text GOAL to 620-620. That's GOAL to 620-620. Galaxy Lending Group, because 30 years is optional.
NMLS ID 142766 and Equal Housing Lender. Message and data rates may apply.
If you're sitting there thinking, I'm drowning in private student loan debt and nobody's going to help me, let me stop you right there. Why Refi will help you. Hi, it's Vince Marotta, and helping people escape distressed or defaulted private student loan debt is exactly what they do. Why Refi works with you to build a low, fixed-rate payment plan that actually fits your life. Not a Band-Aid, a real path forward. And here's the thing. They're not going to make you feel bad about it. There's no judgment, no endless questions about how you got here. They know life happens. They just want to help you move forward. If other lenders have told you no, don't assume that's the end. Why Refi was built for people who've been told no. Your student loans don't have to control your future. Take back control today. Call Why Refi at 888-WHY-REFI-85 or visit whyrefi.com. That's the letter Y, REFY.com.
KMVP FM Phoenix, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Sammy Cebulka with what's trending now, presented by Parker & Sons Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. The Phoenix Suns had themselves a nice weekend Friday night. They got a 118-116 win over the Pelicans, and last night they handled the Hornets 111-99 behind 30 points from Devin Booker, 24 from Colin Gillespie and Jalen Green, and a new career high from rookie Rasheer Fleming with 16 points off the bench. The Suns will look for their third straight win tomorrow in Milwaukee. And the Arizona Cardinals are reportedly bringing back both James Conner and Sean Murphy-Bunting on revised contracts. And now, with Malik Willis reportedly heading to Miami, what does that mean for the Arizona Cardinals? Head to arizonasports.com to find out. And with opening day just 17 days away, the Diamondbacks have assigned some notable young standouts to the minors. Ryan Waldschmidt, Tommy Troy, and Jose Fernandez will start the season in minor league camps. But the Cactus League rolls on today. The Diamondbacks and Mariners first pitch is at 1:10 this afternoon. And this report is brought to you by Parker & Sons. When something breaks at home, every moment counts. Parker & Sons delivers home service in minutes, not days. Voted number 1, 15 years and running. Call or text 602-2-REPAIR.
Check 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ha! Chaw!
Arizona Sports, 98.7 FM.
Oh, Luke! Wolf! Hey, my brother! Are you kidding me? This does not suck buttermilk, right?
Ron Wolfley.
Hey, I was a wedge buster. How are you?
Luke Lipinski.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show.
It's Wolf and Luke.
Live from Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is the Wolf and Luke Show on a Monday morning. We're out here for D-backs Mariners in a couple hours. We're going to talk to some D-backs throughout the show, but there's a lot of stuff going on today. Wolf, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing, Luke?
Doing good.
Good, man. Let's broadcast, shall we?
This is going to be one of those shows where things are happening a lot throughout the show, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts. You ready for this?
Yeah, now, when you say a lot of moving parts, what are you talking about? Are you talking about a lot of news that is coming down right now in regard to being out here at Salt River Fields forever? Not only being out here with the Diamondbacks, of course, but also NFL news that is coming down right now. The legal tampering period has started.
Yeah, I love this because anytime we're out here, there's moving parts because the D-backs are great about getting us guests, so a lot of things will kind of change in the second half of the show with the guests. But yes, today is the start of legal tampering in the NFL, and the tampering has begun. It's been going for, well, only an hour and 2 minutes, Wolf. I'm sure none of these teams ever talked to these players before that. So
no, of course
exactly
not.
1 hour and about 2 minutes. And we had stuff we were going to talk about at the start of the show. We're going to push that back about 10 minutes. Let's start with the fact that Malik Willis is reportedly going to sign with the Miami Dolphins. He has reached an agreement today. According to Adam Schefter, nobody can officially sign with a new team until Wednesday, but it sounds like Malik Willis is off the market.
You know, it's funny because I have changed my mind on Malik Willis in regard to the Arizona Cardinals and whether or not I wanted to see Malik Willis signed by the Cardinals. And my reasoning changed because I thought, well, you know what's over the weekend? Malik Willis, if in fact Mike LaFleur says he wants Malik Willis, then you know what you do? You go after Malik Willis. If Mike LaFleur would stand on the table for Malik Willis and say, you know what, listen, I've talked to Matt about this. Malik Willis is a guy that is ready to take that next step. All he needs is to be in the right offense, whatever it may be. If Mike LaFleur was willing to put his credential, if you will, behind Malik Willis, then you know what, to me, I'd go and I'd trust Mike LaFleur over me. Am I glad that the Cardinals did not sign Malik Willis? Yeah, I am. Because he started 6 games.
Yeah.
Now that it's over, I'm glad the Dolphins went ahead and signed him.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I was at the first part of what you were saying of I didn't really want him because, and it sounds like the deal is 3 years, $67 million.
Boy, they got him at the right price.
Yeah, so it's a fine price and everything. Boy. But at the same time, you are, you're committed to him. If you go out and get him this year, it's not like, okay, he's our guy for a couple games, and if it doesn't work, we move on. I mean, you're already giving Kyler guaranteed money to go away, basically. You weren't going to want to do that again next year. So if you went with Malik Willis, he had to be, in my mind, the guy going forward. Like, you're not taking a quarterback in the 2027 draft. You're not taking one even in the 2026 draft if you want to, just take a flyer in the middle rounds or whatever. But that 2027 draft in particular is supposed to be loaded at that position. This is your quarterback of the future. But to your point, and we talked about this a little bit the last couple of weeks, if the Cardinals went out and got him, I had to assume there was a reason they were going to do it, even if it wasn't what I liked, because Mike LaFleur is so close, obviously, with Matt LaFleur. And even Monty Ossenfort was in Tennessee when they were at least scouting Malik Willis.
He was the director of player personnel, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so for all those reasons, that was the reason why I acquiesced based on our needs. I said to myself, Ron, what are you doing? It's not like you've sat down and watched reels of film, reels of tape on Malik Willis.
There aren't any. And there aren't reels of tape.
Well, first of all, I'm talking about when he came out, of course. And, if Monty Ossenfort went ahead as the general manager of the Arizona Cardinals and said, you know what, we're going to sign this guy, and I really liked him at Tennessee. When we scouted him coming out of college at Tennessee, we really liked him, and I gave him a great grade coming out. To me, it's not about show me the Carfax. It's show me the scouting report. That's what I would have wanted to see. But having said all that, to me, I'm ultimately glad that Malik Willis has gone to Miami. I was not a fan of the sample size, but I figured, man, they know what they're doing, of course. Over the weekend, I thought about it all weekend as well over the course of the weekend, thinking about, hey, listen, if the Arizona Cardinals go after Malik Willis, don't you think that Monty Ossenfort with his experience as director of player personnel for the Tennessee Titans when they drafted him? Don't you think he would have a real good opinion and a good feel for the talent set, the skill set of this guy? And don't you think Mike LaFleur would be talking to his brother Matt LaFleur about Malik? Well, of course. So, knowing that those people know so much more about football than I ever will, Basin Orleans, I was like, okay, you're going to have to acquiesce. You're going to have to back off on this, and you're going to have to trust these guys that they know what they're doing. Well, it was all for naught, because now Malik Willis is a Miami Dolphin.
Well, there were reports out there, especially yesterday.
Yeah.
And proving to just be rumors. Not that the Cardinals were going to sign Malik Willis, but that they were emerging as the front runners. So, take that for what it's worth. Now it's worth absolutely nothing because he's going. Like, this is Adam Schefter reporting it. This isn't like some random website out there reporting it. Adam Schefter reporting, among others, that he is that Malik Willis is going to go to the Dolphins. So, I mean, if you're just joining like sports radio today, if you haven't been listening at all this morning or whatever, maybe you have like a real job and you're actually working, you might be thinking, well, wait, didn't Miami have a quarterback? No, Tua's gone. Got released, and it sounds like he's going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that's not as done of a deal yet. It just sounds like Atlanta is the team pursuing Tua.
Okay.
Or leading the way. But this Malik Willis to Miami seems like it is as done of a deal as it can be until Wednesday. So there was your main quarterback option if you were looking. I know a lot of Cardinals fans wanted Malik Willis. I know a lot of others probably didn't,
sure,
and are still going to be upset. Like Bickley and Murata were saying last segment, you didn't want Malik Willis, but you're still upset the Cardinals couldn't go out and get him.
Yeah, once again, the sample size on Malik Willis. If you were going to have to go out and pay him $30 million plus a year, I was like, you got to be kidding me. You're going to go ahead and make a commitment to this guy, and you've got a very, very small sample size to really weigh, measure, and judge this guy. I was not on board for that. That was, once again, beside the point now because it's all for naught. It really doesn't matter, but it's going to be interesting to see how Malik Willis plays going forward, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there, if he's very successful, there's going to be a lot of people pointing to Monty Ossenfort, of course, saying, are you kidding me? He was Malik Willis. He was the obvious choice, and yet at the same time, I disagree with that because of the sample size. It's just way too small.
I mean, I got to trust it the other way, too, like we're saying. If they went after Malik Willis, it was because they had inside information that most teams don't have.
Yeah.
They didn't. It doesn't seem like they went after him. I mean, I guess if a story comes out that they wanted him and got outbid for him at that price, then I can understand people being frustrated if you're the Cardinals. Like, okay, well, you wanted this guy. Mike LaFleur's banging on the table saying this is the guy, and you couldn't match that price, but we haven't heard that story
I was
yet.
going to say, I haven't seen that story
I have
yet.
to think if that was their guy, they could have matched that price
Yes.
because that's lower than he was supposed to go for. But nothing against Malik Willis, who might end up being awesome, but he was the number one quarterback in this class because look at the rest of the class. He is an unknown. The best thing about Malik Willis right now is he's an unknown, and he had a couple really good games for Green Bay last year filling in for Jordan Love. But what it does now if you're the Cardinals to me is really pretty much cements that they're going to go and just get like a veteran like Jimmy G or somebody like that to step in and compete with Jacoby Brissett, and I think it opens the door again to maybe going after somebody in like the third round and just taking a flyer there that doesn't really cost you anything.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens, but so much more to say about this as the show unfolds.
Oh, you're throwing one of those out there.
I thought
early
we
in
had
the show.
break.
No, we are. We're going to the break.
Oh, okay.
No, it was good.
Good.
No, you're right.
Boy, I was like, all of a sudden, wait a minute. I looked at the clock. It was only 10 after. What are you doing? We've got another minute.
All right, when we come back, how do you feel about James Conner, Wolf? Because he's back in Arizona. We'll get into that and the ramifications of that next. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Phoenix Suns basketball.
Booker has the rebound, standing flat-footed on the left block. He brings it up the floor against Grant Williams, drives him to the right block, tried to find Oso on the left block, and it's a steal for Brandon Miller, who was just standing in the paint. Throws left side. It's stolen back by Royce O'Neal. Quick outlet pass to Booker in transition. He dumps to Green for the jam time.
D-Book ordered up a double-double animal style with fries well done, and the Suns got the home W last night versus Charlotte. We chop it up at Arizona Sports on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7.
Luke Lipinski back to tell you about Orchard. How is this for a plan? You find your dream home. That's not easy, but you do it, and then you just move in right away without the frustrations of waiting around to sell your old place first. It's pretty much the perfect way to do it, and it's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. You find the new home you want. That's a big deal, so buy it now and then sell the old one later. Here's how. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy, move into your new home first. You can do it on your timeline without waiting around. Like I said, no showings, no double moves. And anybody that's done a double move, you don't ever want to do it again. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home, and they make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard agents are some of the most experienced around town. They're equipped with smart tools and products to help you sell your home for more. It's what they do. They've already helped over 10,000 customers sell their homes this way without the stress, so it's nothing new to them. Orchard gives you the freedom to buy, move into your new home first. Sell your old home later, still get top dollar for your home, and if you're ready to find out how much your home is worth, visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here with a real-life story from Life Changer Loan. So one of our listeners is in the pool business. His wife stays at home with their kids. They're far from wealthy, but they're responsible with money. They owed over $500,000 on their home at 6.5%. They changed to a Life Changer Loan. They're paying off their home in 8 years, saving over $490,000 in interest. Find out what Life Changer Loan can do for you at 480-504-0844, online at lifechangerloan.com.
Hey, it's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com, where homeowners save 50% off or more on new AC units.
You're probably wondering, if I buy a new AC unit online, who's coming to install it?
Or am I about to get upsold once they show up?
Those are fair questions.
At NewACUnit.com, we only use hand-selected, top-rated installers.
And the price you see online, that's the price. No surprises.
Get your price in minutes at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time, buy online, NewACUnit.com.
The Shields Fishing Sale event is here, now through March 15th. Save 20% on Shields Outfitter rods, Berkeley baits, Rapala lures, and more. Don't miss over $1,000 off Garmin Live Scope bundles, plus up to $500 off select Minn Kota trolling motors. Get ready for unforgettable fishing and save now through March 15th, only at Shields and Shields.com.
Home Service Pros in Phoenix, you work hard, but if your leads come in waves or you're relying on referrals to stay busy, it's not your service, it's your visibility. Blue Aspen understands how homeowners search, and they can help you get the response you need. They specialize in strong SEO, high-intent PPC, and websites built to turn clicks into booked jobs. No long contracts, no fluff, just real growth. Start with a free growth audit at blueaspenmarketing.com.
Low T? Start for free for a limited time. Get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee, only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone gives you more energy, stamina, and it'll help you lose weight and lose that dad bod for good. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. So skip the gimmicks and get prescription strength testosterone now at Red Mountain Weight Loss. It's a game changer. So don't wait. If you've got low T, get started for free. Meet with a board-certified medical provider online with no waiting from the convenience of your home or office. Book today and feel like yourself again. Only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone. Keyword Red Mountain. Red Mountain Weight Loss. Real testosterone. Real doctors. Real results.
Arizona Sports, the Cardinal Decision. The Cardinal Decision with Wolf and Luke.
All right, there were some, I would say, some significant Cardinals names in the news over the weekend, Wolf. Dalvin Tomlinson getting let go.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy-Bunting reportedly is coming back. James Conner is coming back on a revised deal. Basically, did some stuff to take less so he could come back coming off the injury. It was not that it was a foregone conclusion, but it was starting to feel that way in the last couple weeks. So I think this is kind of what happens in the NFL. This is a business of football. You know, you're a running back. You got hurt. You're a problem with the cap now. But they ended up revising that deal with James Conner. He's going to be back.
You know, this made me so happy.
I do.
It's not even funny. It was a situation we were talking about James Conner last week, based on the ins end. We were talking about the fact that most likely he's going to be cut. He's going to not be brought back by the Arizona Cardinals. Well, they have figured that out. They have worked out a deal with James Conner to bring him back. And because of this, I am so jacked up and excited. I really am. Anybody that has listened to me over the last couple of decades, there are certain guys in the NFL that I just have a huge amount of respect for. And James Conner is one of those guys for so many different reasons. Where do you begin?
It was a big enough deal that I texted you and everybody on the show yesterday, and you wrote back with, "Don't forget to go to Salt River Fields tomorrow."
Yes,
that was your response.
Right, exactly.
Among other things.
How about that? I was on it then, basically.
You were. Yeah, there was no way that you were going to go anywhere wrong today, or that you were going to allow any of us to go to the wrong location today.
Well, I was not going to allow Rick, too, to send me something. Remember that you're at Salt River Fields today. Yes, I remembered it, Rick.
Well, James Conner back. So I think the positives here are obvious. I mean, you're talking about leadership. You're talking about a guy that the last time we saw him healthy could still run. Now, I know at the start of this past season he wasn't great either, but they weren't blocking for anybody. Nobody could run on this team last year. In 2024, he still had it. I guess the question is that just it? Is the running back room set? Are we just running the same group back with James Conner and you're going to have Trey Benson, who's a huge question mark at this point, I would say, going into year 3 behind him? Or is there still room to maneuver here?
Yeah, there's room to maneuver. There's no way in the world they're just going to go in with a beat-up James Conner going into this season and then Trey Benson, who is a question mark. There's no way they're going to do that. To me, I still think the possibility of Jeremiah Love at number 3. Jeremiah Love at number 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't totally rule it out.
Where are you on that? You have to ask yourself that right now. Big Red, are you out there? Yes, indeed. Red Sea, are you out there right now? Do you understand? You have to ask yourself as you're driving around. Just ask yourself, where am I on that? Am I okay if the Arizona Cardinals take Jeremiah Love at number 3? I at first, you know me, I want Francis Mauigoa. That's who I wanted. If they pick him at number 3, I'm going to pick him, and I'm going to run. I'm just going to run from there. The camera's looking at me right now because it's really messing me up. I'm going to run, if that is the case, to the podium, and I'm going to say, yes, Francis Mauigoa is who we're going to take because he's a brawler. He's a football player through and through. And he's got everything that you want. Okay, his arms are too short. Knock it off. Play the game of football, will you please? Go out and do it. He's fine. There have been a lot better players than Francis Mauigoa that actually are in the Hall of Fame who has shorter arms. Okay, so don't talk to me about that. Just go play the game of football. But Jeremiah Love at number 3, if somebody said that's going to be okay, I'm going to be all right with that.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out really this week. I mean, bringing back Conner, I would say, makes it less likely, but I don't think it rules it out because it's not like James Conner is your answer at running back for the next 5, 6, 7, whatever years. You're looking at all of the positives he brings. Obviously, he still wants to be here, but I don't know that you would, if you really liked Jeremiah Love already. And things broke the way where you could address the offensive line through free agency and you like a bunch of guys in the offensive line in the second round that you could add to or whatever, and you were going to take Jeremiah Love, I don't think this precludes it. It just makes it a little bit less likely.
Yeah, I don't know, Luke. I really don't. I look at it and I think, you're bringing back James Conner, who had a severe ankle injury.
True.
That wiped him out for the entire year. He played, 3 games? Wiped him out. Man, you're gonna bring him back at 30 years of age right now and say, yeah, James Conner's going to be our RB1 right now. We're going to kind of expect that. I don't know about that, especially with Trey Benson being your backup.
That's the complicating factor to me is Trey Benson.
Yes.
Because I would absolutely, what I would do. I would address the offensive line like today, this week. I would address it, and then I would address it in the second round too, and I would say, yeah, give me Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love and James Conner. Like, if Conner's healthy, and that's my 1-2 punch, kind of like Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. A slightly different version, but that sort of idea. But you do have Trey Benson, too. But it's not like you used a first-round pick on Trey Benson.
No.
You have to commit to him.
Correct.
Now, they obviously like him. A lot of people like him, but we're going into year 3, and he hasn't been good enough for you to pass on Jeremiah Love, if that's who you want.
Yeah, listen, I'm saying this right here. Jeremiah Love, you couldn't have a better mentor in that backfield. You could not have a better mentor in the running back room than James Conner. And that's the thing that makes it really intriguing to me. Can I tell you right now that it's important? Stump Mitchell. Stump Mitchell was a great running back for the St. Louis Cardinals / Phoenix Cardinals / Arizona Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Stump Mitchell. And he was waiting in the wings behind Otis Anderson was his name, O.J. Anderson. Okay? And O.J. Anderson was a great mentor to Stump Mitchell. And Stump used to talk about it all the time. It's important even in that running back room. It's a high-profile position where you want somebody who's got a lot of experience, somebody who is squared away, somebody who has accomplished things in that running back room with a young guy. And that, to me, makes an awful lot of sense if, in fact, that's what the Arizona Cardinals might do at number 3.
Here's Monty Austin-Fort. This is from 2 weeks ago, but obviously a lot changes this time of year. But so far, nothing really has with the running back room. He talked about James Conner and that running back room when he was at the Combine.
Yeah. So, we've had some injuries in that room. And so we got some guys that are nicked up and really put those guys in the same bucket. I mean, those guys, they're in the facility, they're rehabbing, they're working hard. They're all at different stages of their recovery. That's true for JC. It's true for Trey Benson. So, those guys are working hard. And when they're ready to get back out there on the grass, we'll have them out there.
They're both question marks in a weird way. Conner's not a question mark at all if he's healthy. Like, what you're getting from James Conner. Your question then, I guess, would be like, can he run for 1,000 yards again? But I don't know that you need him to, but the fact that Trey Benson is a question mark within the context of the Jeremiah Love conversation, it works. It complicates everything. And again, this is why it would have been so much easier, even if you still finished 3-14 last year, if Trey Benson had just stayed healthy, because you'd know what you have. Do you want to invest the number 3 overall pick in a running back if Trey Benson ends up being a good running back? But at the same time, do you want to hold off on that for a guy that hasn't really done much in the NFL yet? That's tough.
Yes. For me, again, if you tell me that James Conner is going to be healthy going into the 2026 season, he's going to be healthy. Look, I'm good.
But are they going to know that for sure by April?
And see, that is the question that I'm asking right now. Are they going to know that for sure? That was a serious injury that he suffered, and you just can't assume that James Conner is going to come back and just be James Conner. Now, listen. Do I hope that is the case? You better believe it. He's one of my favorite players on not only the roster for the Arizona Cardinals, but in the NFL. One of my favorite players, James Conner. So for me, I want to see him get back to where he was. He's still 30 years old. I know that a lot of people talk about, boy, you hit 30, and all of a sudden, he no longer is going to be an effective running back. I'm not somebody that believes that stuff, Basin O'Neans. I'm not. I'm somebody where I want to look at the individual who is 30 or more and say, okay, do the rules apply to this guy? James Conner has never applied to the standard that is out there. He's always been an exception.
Yeah, but see, this is where it's tough. Is like you're going to have to kind of start to make that decision. I think this week, like if you don't address the offensive line in free agency, I don't know that you can use the number 3 pick on Jeremiah Love. I would assume they're going to address the offensive line in free agency regardless, right? I mean, even if you don't know for sure that you want Love with that 3rd pick, you would address it and put yourself in a situation where you can take the best available player there at 3 and give yourself more options on draft night, because then you may still just take that 3rd pick and trade down a little bit and take Maui Noah. You might just take Maui Noah at 3. You might take David Bailey. You might take Ruben Bain. But if you don't address the offensive line here this week, you almost have to go O-line with the 3rd pick if you don't address it at all in free agency. So I think that part that's what I'm watching for this week.
Yeah, honestly. Monty, have you called David Edwards and Zion Johnson Have you called those guys money?
By the way, let me shout
Go ahead
out.
and at me if you don't mind.
I have to shout out Waddell. We talked about shouting out Waddell the whole time during the break, and then we got back and we didn't do it. So quick shout out to Waddell. When we come back, are the Suns back on track after a pair of wins against New Orleans and Charlotte over the weekend? That's next. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
The Cardinal decision to release Kyler Murray is settled.
The Arizona Cardinals did explore all options to trade Kyler Murray at the Combine.
Who's QB1 now? What kind of free agent moves will Monty make? Take the best player available in the NFL draft or trade down for more picks? More Cardinal decisions to come. So don't go too far from Arizona Sports on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, arizonasports.com, and 98.7.
Hey, it's Gambo. Men over 40, this matters. If you're working just as hard as you always have, but your body isn't giving you the same return, less energy, slower metabolism, weight that won't move, that's not about discipline, it's biology. After 40, things change. The same habits don't get the same results. Most guys just push harder, more caffeine, eat less, try to outwork it. But willpower isn't the problem, support is. That's why I like M-Drive Boost and Burn. It's built specifically for men over 40. Steady energy and metabolism support without extremes. No hype, just real support for real life. M-Drive Boost and Burn is now the #1 men's health supplement at Sprouts, and Sprouts is one of the strictest specialty retailers in the country. If you're over 40, don't ignore it. Go to mdrivefrommen.com and use code GAMBO for 20% off your first purchase. That's GAMBO at mdrivefrommen.com. M-Drive, for men who still show up.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly with nationwide 5G because Cricket is on the AT&T network. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband. It's my sons. It's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 480-360-7900. That's 480-360-7900.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Have you heard about Global Credit Union? Hey, everybody, it's Dave Burns. They're helping Arizonans keep more of their money. Last year, members saved over $194 million through better rates and lower fees. Perks include early payday, access to your paycheck up to 3 days early, and 24/7 U.S.-based support whenever you need it. Join at globalcu.org or visit one of their 9 Phoenix area branches. I'm a member, and you will feel the difference right away. Global Credit Union. Better rates, fewer fees, real savings.
Jesse Morrison with Trending Now, presented by Parker & Sons, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. According to multiple reports, the Miami Dolphins are signing free agent quarterback Malik Willis. For more on Willis, who is linked to the Cardinals, head on over to ArizonaSports.com. The Cardinals have reportedly agreed to revised contracts with running back James Conner and cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting. The Cardinals are also reportedly bringing back kicker Chad Ryland and punter Blake Gillikin on one-year deals. And the Arizona Diamondbacks host the Seattle Mariners at Salt River Fields today. Zach Gallen gets the start for the D-backs, and Brian Wu gets the start for the Mariners. First pitch is at 1:10, and that is what is trending now.
Hey, it's Gambo. The NFL's legal tampering period begins today. Can we expect the Cardinals to make a splash early in free agency? We'll discuss on today's Burns and Gambo show, 2 to 6 on the Arizona Sports YouTube channel, the Arizona Sports app, and 98.7 FM.
We are out here at Salt River Fields.
Forever.
Forever, yes. You just heard the pitching matchup, too, that Rick threw out there. I know it's just spring training, but it's Zach Gallen versus Brian Wu.
How about that?
I'm going to go ahead and guess that's the best pitching matchup in spring training today, Cactus League or Grapefruit League. Take that, Grapefruit League.
Okay.
Without even looking, I'm just going to say that's the best pitching.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah.
Cactuses are better than grapefruits.
That's right.
Which I think the plural of grapefruit is grapefruit.
Yeah.
And the plural of cactus is cacti, isn't it?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, wow.
It is.
Well, if you were tuning in for that on this NFL free agency day, you're covered.
Whatever.
There is a lot.
You can eat grapefruit. You can.
You can. I've tried. Not a fan. Are you?
Well, if I was starving, yes, I would be.
Yeah, if I was starving, I'd eat a cactus.
Well, I'm just saying, I wouldn't eat a cactus. No,
yeah, you can't.
I
They
would
have
not
the little
recommend
fruit
that.
thing in the middle, though.
There's got to be a lot of other things you can
something.
actually eat other than the cacti.
All right. In terms of things you can eat, I guess the Grapefruit League barely has the Cactus League beat. But in terms of coolness, the Cactus League wins.
Of
and also,
course.
The pitching matchup today is better here.
You don't have all that humidity. Knock it
We
off.
don't need that. Can you imagine if we were
We
sitting
got days
outside?
like today.
Yeah,
Look at it.
If we were sitting outside at a Grapefruit League right now, all we'd be doing was complaining the whole time, just nonstop,
sweating our butts off.
Instead, we're sitting here in literal perfection right now. The Phoenix Suns, couple nice wins over the weekend. Wolf, couple nice ones. Devin Booker, 62 points over the weekend. Suns beat New Orleans. Okay, you figure, Book would go off against New Orleans. He always does. He's part owner of the Pelicans, I think, at this point. That was actually kind of a low-scoring game for him against New Orleans, only 32 points. And then a really nice win last night over Charlotte, a team that if you believe in like net rating and all that stuff, and you believe it looking over the last month or two or whatever, they're not just better. They're one of the 6 or 7 best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, listen.
Over the last month and a half.
Yes, of course. When you look at it, they are 16-4 over the last 20 games. You stop and think about that. 16-4, the Hornets were. But having said that, once again, I was a little disappointed in the last 3 games that the Suns have played, only from the standpoint, of course, they beat the Bulls, or they got beat by the Bulls, and that really left a mark. I realize it was a close game, of course. They didn't play their best, but the Bulls actually beat them. You're talking about a team that is 12 games under 500, and they barely beat the Pelicans as well. And the Pelicans' record going into that game, I believe it was 20-44.
It wasn't great. I will say New Orleans has been better lately, but not good. But better than they were earlier in the year. But your point's well taken, because even if you want to go back before that Bulls game, they beat Sacramento, and they did win by 11, but a lot of people weren't even really happy with that. So they needed a good win, and they got a good win last night.
No,
they also need Jordan
understand.
Goodwin.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the last 3 games overall.
Yeah.
Looking at it right now. And, then, of course, they did. They beat the Hornets, of course, at home, 32-32, a 500 team, but a team that has been literally on fire over the last 20 games, specifically, I would say, of the season. I'm just saying right now, the reason why I give the Suns a pass at all, based on some of these performances, and again, I'll go back to the Bulls game and go, what are you doing? Is the fact that they're trying to work in Jalen Green and Devin Booker. And this is going to be a work in progress, and there's nothing that is more important to me. I've talked about this many, many times, and I'm going to be talking about it many more times. There's nothing more important for the Phoenix Suns than working these two guys out and figuring out how it's going to look like and how they're going to win games with these two guys on the floor. You got two Mustangs that you're trying to work in together. How are you going to harness them? How are you going to bridle these guys and actually win games? That is the question going forward.
Jalen Green, for his part, did look better this weekend. He showed some real flashes, especially last night, and he kind of trailed off in the second half because he finished the game with 24 points. I feel like he had 20?
He had 20 in the first half.
Yeah, 20 okay. So he finished the weekend with 50 points, 49 points over the two games against New Orleans and Charlotte. Shot a little bit better, field goal percentage up around 47% on Friday, 42% last night because he did trail off in the second half. But, that's a lot better than it had been. He was shooting like 28% over the previous 6 games. He wasn't scoring. We talked a lot on Friday about, hey, look, man, if it's not your night, don't take 20 shots. He was 5 of 20 in that Bulls game, and, he missed the shot late. And probably take that shot late. I know it didn't go in. That should go in. But in general, and it's an adjustment for him. We talked about this a lot on Friday. He's adjusting now because I'm sure when he stepped back into the lineup, it was like, dude, just score. We don't have Grayson Allen. We don't have Devin Booker. We don't have Dylan Brooks now. But now the book is back. You can't just be chucking up shots if you're not going to make them, if you're only going to be hitting 25%. But for Jalen Green, he shot better over the weekend. He showed flashes. The first half last night, he was borderline dominant at times.
Yeah, and Jalen Green, man, this is something that, again, I totally understand. Here he is. It's his first season with his new team, and he wants to impress. He really does. And then we all know about the hamstring. Oh, my goodness, the worst hamstring in the history of mankind. That's what Jalen Green had. Yet at the same time, this is a situation where it's really, really dicey. Jalen Green is already a little bit inside his head, and he's admitted as much that he is. And now all of a sudden he's got to worry about Devin Booker as well and how he's going to play with Devin Booker. And Book also is trying to figure it out and how he's going to – you can see Devin Booker defer to Jalen Green. You could see he did it last night, as a matter of fact. Royce O'Neal came up with the steal and gave it to Devin Booker on the break. Book could have totally taken it to the rack and scored, and he didn't. He stopped and passed it to a trailing Jalen Green, and Jalen Green went in and got the bucket. He's deferring. He's trying. You can see it. He's trying to get the Suns' number 2 guy, and that's what I'm going to call him in regard to talent. Number 2, trying to get him involved in this offense, and you can see it, and they're both inside each other's head. That's what I think. So I'm going to give the Suns a little bit of a pass here as they're trying to figure out how they're going to do this with Jalen Green and Devin Booker.
I'll give him a pass because that's a great win last night to beat Charlotte the way Charlotte's playing, and it also is win number 37. Here's Devin Booker.
Yeah, it starts in day one, before day one. Obviously, a lot of changes since then. And we just came in with, a fresh new energy. We came in and, we worked together, kept the main thing. And, we have a good group of guys that, everybody is on the same page. So win, lose, or draw is fun to be a part of.
It's got to be extra rewarding. Probably for nobody more than Devin Booker. I think because obviously 36 wins last year. That's why we're pointing out 37 specifically.
I said 37 this season.
Well, I hope you're wrong because that would lead to a long losing streak at the end of the year. I don't think it has to be more rewarding for Devin Booker than anybody. Then I think the fan base right behind him. Then I think like Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, guys that were here last year, Colin Gillespie. But because because this is his team and he has stuck around, and he's stuck around through thick and thin with this team, and because now it's not just that he's seen lows, he's seen almost the highest of highs. That image will permanently be burned into my memory of him on the court as they were losing to the Bucks, and you could tell at the very end he still thought they were going to come back and win that title. Like, we've gotten nearly to the top of the mountain with Devin Booker. He's had those 20-win seasons or whatever. I think a season like this that was maybe not unexpected by him, but unexpected in general, following just a lame season last year. Like, it wasn't terrible. It was just, That's got to be rewarding for him.
We shall see.
Not any more on that as the show unfolds?
No, as a matter of fact, since Rick gave us the break.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, when we come back, we'll get into the latest NFL free agency news, and there have been some big moves this morning. We'll get into that next. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
The D-backs 2026 Cactus League season is underway.
The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That's hit hard on a line to center field. That ball's going to get down. It's cut off right before the wall. McLaughlin scores. Here comes Gruber. Throw to the plate. A good one, but not in time. It's a 2-run double, and the Diamondbacks are back to within 2.
The home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. Arizona Sports on YouTube, the Arizona Sports app, Arizona Sports 98.7.
Hey everybody, it's Dan Bickley, and if ongoing pain makes you feel older than you are, I've got some good news for you. QC Kinetics patients are getting relief, feeling younger, turning back the clock, jumping back into life at full speed. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics use the latest regenerative treatments that are backed by real science, treatments that take the powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. This is how Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running, how Patrick's golf game is on fire again, and how I am back in the gym lifting more than I have in a decade. We are all grateful clients of these cutting-edge treatments that pro athletes have leaned on for years, and the sooner you start treatment, the faster you heal. Find out if these cutting-edge options work for you. You can find QC Kinetics in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Peoria, and Chandler. Get on the books by calling 602-837-PAIN, 602-837-PAIN for QC Kinetics.
D-backs fans get access to flexible ticket plans, exclusive events, postseason priority, and more when you become a D-backs Advantage member. For more info, visit dbacks.com/memberships.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, this is Stuart Willis, president of Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. A personal relationship with your financial advisor really matters. It's super important that you have the ability to talk about anything you need to with your advisor. So if you have been pushed off to a call center and you don't have a one-on-one relationship with your financial advisor, then reach out to us at assetpreservationwealth.com. That's assetpreservationwealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's time to find that F-Series truck you want at a price you can't afford to miss, because it is Ford Truck Month. Yep, and Ford Truck Month is about the only way that America's best-selling line of trucks for 49 years running gets better. Ford Truck Month at our Desert favorite Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvise here. Man, we wait all year for these amazing offers. The Ford F-150. America counts on it. We get to drive it. And that's not all we get. Check out these savings. How about 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down, 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. We're talking on the job site, hauling the family camper, off-roading. F-150 trucks are icons of muscle and performance. And again, during Ford Truck Month, get 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down, 0 payments for up to 90 days, plus $1,000 in truck month cash on a 2025 Ford F-150. But it all ends March 31st. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Arizona Sports. Breaking news.
All right, Rick, what do you got?
All right, this is according to Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. The Arizona Cardinals have agreed to terms on a 2-year, $12.25 million deal with former Falcons running back Tyler Algier.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, now, okay.
There we go.
This they are not operating like a team that has any interest in Jeremiah Love now, right? I mean, that's
no.
You have James Conner, Tyler Algier, and Trey Benson.
All right. Yes, it's true. If they would have drafted Jeremiah Love, I would have said, well, okay, I like it. I would have said that.
I'm on board.
I know. I was on board.
Now it would be weird. That'd be your fourth running back.
But now, who is it that I really covet? Francis Mauigoa, Basinonians. Let's go get somebody who can just knock your face off.
I do like the Algier pickup.
I like him.
I'm going to need a second.
Algier's a good back.
He seems like a guy who could be a starter, even if he needed to. He's on a team with Bijan Robinson. So it would have been nice to have him here on a team with Jeremiah Love. Like, yeah, you could start here, except no, because we have Jeremiah Love. We have our own Bijan. But I now, I mean, with this news happening in the last minute, I don't even know. They would have to trade Trey Benson to even
Rick,
have that conversation.
Yeah, Rick, can you give me the numbers again on Tyler Algier?
2 years, $12.25 million.
Okay.
All right, that's 6 point.
According to Mike Garafolo.
Okay, there
6
you
point
go.
something per year. 6.125 a year.
You didn't break the bank, obviously.
No. So then my other thought with Jeremiah Love was if you're not going to draft him, then get some team to trade up for him, Wolf, because this is a guy that a lot of people believe is the best player in the draft, might be a generational talent at his position. Well, one of those teams I thought maybe you could get to trade up for him potentially would be the Chiefs, but they are signing Kenneth Walker the third.
Oh, man, that one right there, that hurt me. That really did, because Kenneth Walker the third. Do you know what the particulars were? How much they signed him for and how many years? Because that, to me, I'm not looking at it right now. We're out here at Salt River Fields forever, and I don't have my phone going, Basinonians, but I can tell you that Kenneth
According
Walker
to Ian Rappaport, it's a 3-year, $45 million deal, 28.7 guaranteed.
Okay, there you go. 3 years, $45 million, 28.7 guaranteed. That is a significant contract in the world of running backs.
It pays to win Super Bowl MVP.
Yes, it does. Kenneth Walker III. Look out for the Kansas City Chiefs in a sneaky kind of way, because a lot of people believe, obviously, that the Chiefs are in decline. This makes me think otherwise.
I don't believe the Chiefs are in decline. I wondered what they... Not if they are in decline, but if this upcoming year is kind of like a bridge year, because you don't know how long it's going to take Mahomes to come back. But if they are signing Kenneth Walker for that kind of money, and it sounds like Travis Kelce's coming back, I can't imagine Travis Kelce's coming back if he doesn't think Mahomes is going to be playing. You know what I mean?
There's
got to be aware of that.
I've got some more news for you guys here. It's not Cardinals related, but according to Adam Schefter, former Ravens free agent center Tyler Linderbaum reached agreement today on a record deal with the Raiders, who are awarding him with a 3-year, $81 million deal that's going to include $60 million guaranteed. Highest paid interior offensive lineman in NFL history.
So even if the Cardinals had drafted him a few years ago, like a lot of people at least retroactively wanted them to. I'm not sure he'd still be on the Cardinals now with that price tag.
Tyler Linderbaum. Interesting. Anytime you have bomb in your name, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I loved him coming out, as a matter of fact, because he had bomb in his name. Yes.
If you looked at like all the sheets, like the free agent sheets, and you just broke them down by position going into today, and then you looked at how many teams like needed certain positions, he was going to get paid. There really were no other centers at anywhere near his level, and there's a lot of teams that need a center, and obviously that Tyler Linderbaum just went to the Raiders to protect Fernando Mendoza, even though if you ask Clint Kubiak, they're not sure who they're taking with that first pick yet, obviously, because it could be anybody. It could be Fernando Mendoza. It could be Fernando Mendoza's brother. I don't know.
We've got an awful lot of stuff that is breaking right now, a lot of things that are coming down, and this is the way that it's going to be for the next couple days, I would imagine.
No, because we haven't even gotten to this yet, and we can circle back to Kenneth Walker or whatever.
Okay.
But I do want to play this cut. Speaking of the Raiders, now this is interesting. We're drawing a random line through everything. Tyler Linderbaum's going to the Raiders. Max Crosby has left the Raiders. Well, not left. He got traded to Baltimore, Wolf, for the 14th pick in this draft next month and a first rounder next year. So the Raiders making significant moves. I go back and forth on this one. I mean, Max Crosby was Exhibit A. He and Myles Garrett are Exhibit A for you can be a truly great defensive player.
Yeah.
One truly great defensive player cannot save your team, obviously. I mean, Max Crosby was great last year, as always, and the Raiders have the first pick in the draft. But he gets traded to Baltimore. Is there a more fitting team for him to go to, like Baltimore or Pittsburgh? It felt like he was going to end up on.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for me, it's the Baltimore Ravens. The fact that the Ravens, they value a guy like this to a point where they would give up 2 number ones, and that's what they did. Basically, what this is if Max Crosby was, I don't know, a franchise player for the Raiders, a franchise player, and all of a sudden you said, oh, we're going to sign him to a huge contract, which is exactly what they're going to do, and you're going to have to give up 2 first-round picks. That's basically what the Baltimore Ravens just did, of course. 69.5 sacks in 7 seasons. That's what he's got. He's averaging almost 10 sacks a season. That's Max Crosby. What I love about Crosby as well, watch him on tape on first down. Watch him in rundown situation as well. This is a guy that is a physical football player. He's going to set the edge over and over and over again. I love this guy as a football player. Forget about him as a sack guy, how great he is, the pressure that he gets on an opposing quarterback. He's long. He reminds me so much, in an ironic kind of way, of Ted Hendricks, who used to play for the Colts. And then okay, I can't believe you had that ready to go. Gate train. Oh, okay.
I wish that would have happened during the game out here at Salt River Field.
Knock it off.
See Zach Gallen stop and look over here and be like, who's making that sound?
Yeah, I know that sound. But, again, the Raiders, Ted Hendrickson. Go ahead and Google it, my young crunks. But it's a situation where Max Crosby, I think he's going to thrive in Baltimore with their defense, their culture. He's going to thrive.
Here he is on the Rush Pod talking about the Raiders.
Ever since I've been here, man, I've had one goal and one mission. That's become the best version of myself and help bring a championship back to the Raider organization. And I feel like I left, everything I had on the table for this team. I've given my heart and soul, and I feel like I let y'all down, man. Ever since day one, I've wanted to create and build a winner with the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know how much more he could have really done with that, Wolf. I mean, I don't think a lot of people watch Max Crosby play and be like, he could be doing more. I think Max Crosby did about all he could. And I got to be honest, I respect how much he hated the fact they sat him down at the end of last season so that they could essentially, that's the NFL version of tanking, right? The guys on the field aren't trying to lose, but when the front office is saying, hey, Max, you're hurt, sit, so we can lose and get Fernando Mendoza, and he didn't like that. And at least in football, if you do that, there's not a lottery. Like, you're getting the pick. You're not just doing it for stupid ping pong balls. But I really respected how much he was opposed to that.
So, not only that, he's still 29 years old. You know, I thought, honestly, he was like 31. He's still 29 years old, and in 2026, he's scheduled to make $30 million. In 2027, $29 million.
This is the Ravens. It's funny they're making this move, too, because this makes about as much sense as when they signed Derrick Henry. When they went out and got Derrick Henry, it's like, yeah, he probably should have been a Raven this whole time.
Yeah.
Now they go out and get Max Crosby, and it's like, yeah, okay. Although Crosby does. He if the Raiders were good, he looks like he should be on the Raiders. Like, he just, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just because he's played his whole career there. But either way, not now. He's going to Baltimore, and there's a lot of other moves we can get into throughout the show today as well. Legal tampering is here. What do the Cardinals need to do this week as opposed to in the draft? That's next. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Join Arizona Sports April 11th in Tempe for the 22nd annual Pats Run presented by Tech Systems. This 4.2-mile run walk finishes on the 42-yard line at Mountain America Stadium, home of the ASU Sun Devils. Bring the whole family. Kids can take part in the 0.42-mile Kids Run presented by Shields and Phoenix Children's Hospital. Honor Pat Tillman's legacy and help support the Tillman scholars who carry it forward. After the run, it's the Tillman Tailgate presented by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Enjoy live music, food trucks, and vendor activations outside the stadium. Learn more and sign up today at patsrun.org.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today. 480-360-7900. That's 480-360-7900.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-266-3845. Again, that's 800-266-3845. 800-266-3845.
Got a stubborn clog slowing things down? Introducing Parker & Son's $89 drain clearing special. If you've got a ground level, easy access drain, Parker & Son's plumbers will clear it for just $89. Plus, you'll get a free camera inspection and free standard water heater maintenance. That's today's clog gone and future problems prevented. Call Parker & Sons at 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, then REPAIR for Parker & Sons. Standard water heaters only, no tankless.
Spring training is here, and Talking Stick Resort is your home base for all the action. Stay minutes from Salt River Fields and turn games into a getaway. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, incredible dining, and a perfect spot to relax after the final inning. Plus, take advantage of complimentary shuttles to and from the games at Salt River Fields. Make this spring training unforgettable. Book your stay now at TalkingStickResort.com. That's TalkingStickResort.com.
Hey, it's Tom Chambers. I'm working with Galaxy Lending Group and their Goal Loan, Galaxy's Ownership Accelerator Loan. It helps you work towards retirement with your home paid off using the income you already make without changing how you live. If owning your home outright is part of your retirement plan, text GOAL to 620-620. That's GOAL to 620-620. Galaxy Lending Group, because 30 years is optional.
NMLS ID 142766 and equal housing lender. Best and data rates may apply.
Hi, Arizona sports listeners. Roller here with my friend Wayne from AMCO.
Hey, what's up, Roller?
So it's tax time. You filed, and that refund's just burning a hole in your pocket. Before you spend it all, let's talk about the one thing you rely on every single day, your car.
That's right, Roller. Before you book a trip or buy something shiny, please remember your car. Tax time is the best time to take care of all the car repairs you've been putting off.
Sure, because nothing kills a tax refund faster than a surprise car breakdown.
I'll say brakes, warning lights, transmission issues. If something's acting up, now's the time to handle it and drive stress-free.
Should we wait for our refund before getting repairs?
No way. AMCO payment plans let you get repairs now and pay when you get your check.
So instead of crossing your fingers every time you start your car or truck,
come to AMCO. We'll take a look, walk you through what's needed, and help you make smart choices with your repairs.
There you go. Google AMCO for your nearest location. That's AMCO, AA, MCO, transmissions, and a whole lot more.
KMVP FM Phoenix.
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
I'm Jesse Morrison with Trending Now, presented by Parker & Sons, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. According to NFL Network's Mike Garafolo, the Arizona Cardinals are signing running back Tyler Algier to a 2-year, $12.25 million contract. Algier ran for 514 yards and 8 touchdowns in 17 games for the Atlanta Falcons last season. The Miami Dolphins are signing free agent quarterback Malik Willis. For more on Willis, who is linked to the Cardinals, head on over to Arizonasports.com. And the Arizona Diamondbacks host the Seattle Mariners at Salt River Fields today. Zach Gallen gets the start for the D-backs, and Brian Wu gets the start for the Mariners. First pitch is at 1:10. This report is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE. No reader's glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
Arizona Sports, the Cardinal Decision. The Cardinal Decision with Wolf and Luke.
It's hour number 2 of the show, live from Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. D-backs Mariners going to get underway here in about 2 hours, Wolf. This feels like the calm before the storm. We're out here in the left field porch.
Oh, yeah.
Calm before the storm as far as baseball, not the calm before the storm as far as football, though. Football is going crazy already. We ran through some of the bigger moves that have already happened this morning, or terms that have been agreed to. Malik Willis sounds like he's going to the Dolphins. Tua is out. There are reports that Atlanta is leading the charge for Tua. Kenneth Walker's going to the Chiefs. Obviously, over the weekend, Max Crosby was traded to the Ravens. So those are some big names right there moving around. So the question now, Wolf, is, and the Cardinals have added Tyler Algier this morning.
Yeah.
What can they address in free agency? What is better left until the draft?
Yeah, for me, I've always enjoyed free agent offensive linemen and the signing of free agent offensive linemen. And the reason being, Basinonians, is because you can actually look at tape. You can look at NFL tape and see a guy playing in the National Football League. You don't have to look at his college tape and then try to project him into the National Football League. For me, I like the fact that you got stone cold hard facts right in front of you on the tape. And because of that, that's where I would like to spend my money. If in fact I need to rebuild an offensive line, that's where I would try to target a couple of offensive linemen. Guys like David Edwards from the Buffalo Bills. He's 29 years old. He's super consistent. He always has been. He's more right guard than left guard. And then Zion Johnson as well. He's a left guard, a guy that plays left guard. He can also play center as well. And Jim Harbaugh absolutely loves Zion Johnson. And if he gives him his endorsement, you know what, that's good enough for me when it comes to football. It's guys like that I'd like to see the Arizona Cardinals go out. Guys who may not break the bank, necessarily speaking, but guys that I think are quality offensive linemen. And you're going to have to spend, I would say, for David Edwards, coming from the Buffalo Bills. I think he's been consistent enough where he's put it down on tape, where this is one of the better interior offensive linemen in the AFC.
Yeah, I've been pushing this for the last couple weeks of address the offensive line in free agency and then probably still take a guy on the offensive line high in the second round.
Yep.
Through the mindset of, okay, and then you can go out and you can take Jeremiah Love at 3. I don't think they're taking Jeremiah Love at 3 now. They're bringing back James Conner, and they just signed Tyler Algier. So it's going to be interesting to see which team just kind of gets to add Jeremiah Love, probably a lot lower than they should, really, because if you look at the draft, the Raiders are obviously taking Mendoza. The Jets don't need a running back if they're bringing back Breece Hall. It doesn't seem like the Cardinals are interested in that. I guess maybe Tennessee at 4.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to get maybe the best player in the draft at number 4 if you're Tennessee. But the actual philosophy for free agency doesn't really change. Just replace Jeremiah Love with best player available. If you address the offensive line in free agency, then you can take the best player available at 3, whether that is an offensive lineman. Maybe it just is Francis Maui-Noa, but maybe it is Reuben Bain Jr. Maybe it can be pretty much anything at any position at that point. The problem is you have to address your offensive line.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you have to address your offensive line, and if you can't do it through free agency, you may have to reach at number 3. Or maybe they just feel one of those offensive linemen is the best player on their board anyway, but every GM always talks about, we're just taking the best player available. You can actually do that as the Cardinals if you address the offensive line now.
Yeah, there's, once again, this is a situation where how badly do you want to fix your offensive line based on our needs? How badly do you want to fix it?
I don't think you can do anything this season if you don't fix it.
I'm just saying right now, for me, it's just like the game of football. There's intensity, and then there's intensity. And they are two different things. You can be intense and ready to go and go play a football game, and then you can be dead-eyed intense and ready to go. And because of that, I want an offensive line instead of saying, well, we're going to work on the offensive line, or you work on the offensive line. I want to see the Cardinals work on the offensive line and all of a sudden put together an offense. And if that means taking Francis Maui-Noa once again at number 3 in a heartbeat, running to the podium because he's a baller. He plays the game in a physical kind of way, and I love it. And he's got a lot of versatility, too. Now, again, if you're going to go out and sign a couple of guards in free agency, or at least one guard in free agency.
You're still going to have to. Maui-Noa doesn't. He's not 4 offensive linemen.
That's exactly right. You're going to have to fix the offensive line. And how do you fix the offensive line? You go out and you sign guys in free agency to come in, and you also use some of your draft capital. Hopefully number 3 on a guy who can bust your face.
Here's A.Q. Shipley. We had him on late last week. He talked about the Cardinals, the direction now, how you're supposed to build a roster when you don't necessarily have your quarterback of the future. Now they definitely don't, because I think that option probably would have been Malik Willis if they were going to do that right now. So this was A.Q.'s plan for how the Cardinals should progress now going forward.
I think this is a moment where you build the rest of the group.
Yes.
And whatever you land on or fall on at quarterback, I think the scheme can kind of cover some things up maybe a little bit this year. And all you're trying to do is get a good, solid core moving forward in this first year. If you end up winning 10 games, awesome. But the reality is this. We can't sit there and look at what Jacksonville and New England did and say, or Seattle even, right? And say, okay, that's going to be the norm moving forward, because it isn't. And if you have that expectation, you're going to be disappointed more than you're not.
And the biggest thing Malik Willis going to the Dolphins does is it pretty much guarantees the Cardinals are drafting a quarterback this year or next year. Right? There's no – if you brought in Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not your quarterback of the future. If you just stick with Jacoby Brissett, he's not your quarterback of the future. Malik Willis at least had that unknown factor where – and if you were going out and paying him, $20+ million a year for 3 years, then he was your quarterback of the future. I think him signing with Miami pretty much guarantees the Cardinals either need to take a flyer in the third round, like I've been saying this year, or they're definitely taking somebody early in the 2027 draft.
Yeah, and, once again, Mike LaFleur is an offensive-minded head coach. I love the fact that he comes from the Sean McVay tree. I love the fact that that is an offense that is going to be predicated on the type of players that you have, on the type of skill that you have on the offensive line. All of it is going to be predicated on the type of offense that you have, and then you've got to go fill players that are capable of executing that offense. I think, again, if Mike LaFleur and Sean McVay's offense is notorious for controlling the ball and moving the ball down the field. You know what? If you're controlling the ball and moving the ball down the field, your defense is over on the sideline for the most part. I just love the dynamic of fixing the offensive line to protect your quarterback, number one, and number two, to open up holes that you can run the football against another team's will and then use play action to throw the ball down the field. For me, it's about possessing. I want to see this offense be able to possess the ball. And the way to do that, build an offensive line.
Well, we'll see if they do. I mean, that's what we're all watching for now, right? I know there were rumors about Tyler Algier last week that the Cardinals might be interested. That wasn't necessarily what I was expecting their first agreement. I guess you can't say signing yet, but their first agreement of this week to be. But obviously, offensive line. And to what A.Q. Shipley was just saying right there, and kind of going back to my point on quarterback, you can't get your guy of the future right now. So build your team around it. I know you need a quarterback before you can do anything truly serious in this league, but if you can build a quality team around him and then just drop that quarterback in at some point, either next year or the year after, then I mean that's all you can do right now. You can't just sit in a holding pattern because you can't draft your quarterback yet.
Hey guys, real quick, and this is going to disappoint Wolf. We need to go to break, but according to Ian Rappaport, the Saints are signing former Bills guard David Edwards, according to sources.
Okay.
The Saints did that?
Saints, yes.
Yes, okay.
Saints are getting kind of interesting. That's a team that could have Jeremiah Love, too. All right, when we come back to Suns, did Devin Booker get back over the weekend to remind everybody just how good he is? That's next. It's Wolf and Luke on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons.
If they don't go get Kenneth Walker, if they don't get Travis Etienne, that might be the biggest tell in the world. We're drafting him. We didn't go get a running back. Instead, it's a good point. We invested our free agency dollars in the offensive line to free us up to be able to take Jeremiah Love, number 3. I think in some ways, the next week will be a giant-sized tell about their intentions of drafting Jeremiah Love, and if they don't spend money on a running back.
Burns and Gambo, afternoons 2 till 6 on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
All right, Basinonians, Ron Wolfley here from my brothers over at Santan Ford. Go to santanford.com for more information. This is a green light for you right now. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Ford, you need to get on over to Tim Hovig's Santan Ford, located on the Santan 202 freeway at Val Vista Drive in Gilbert. You can always go to santanford.com. Listen, maybe you're driving a Ram, maybe you're driving a Chevy, a GMC, Toyota, whatever it might be. This is your moment to step up and say, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a Ford. We are the Wu Fang Clan. We are a Ford family, of course. Maybe you're thinking of buying the Ford F-150. That's what I drive. I absolutely love it. The Warrior Queen drives a Ford Expedition. Well, you know what? Maybe you're thinking of downsizing. Well, Santan Ford, they are loaded with Rangers, of course, and not only that, Mavericks. So head on over to the Santan 202 freeway in Val Vista Drive in Gilbert, or go to santanford.com.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide.
Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox.